All right. So this would be session 1 of what I've entitled Rising Hunger. The 4 of you, there was going to be 5, but the other person apparently couldn't make it. So the 4 of you have basically enjoyed your adventuring lives. You've done your deeds, gathered your treasure throughout life, found some interesting trinkets, and you have decided to retire at this, what used to be a major city at one time, but it's pretty much just kind of fell into ruins. It is now known as Crimson Meadows. It's the ruins of the city are still there, but it's pretty much uninhabited. There's some outlying farms, just simple folk. They just make a living, lumberjacks and gardening and cobblers, farming, just, the basic type stuff. It's a very beautiful, scenic area. It's what's called the Giant's Playground, this huge mountain range in the north. Crimson Meadows is about 3/4 up in a large plateau on these mountains, so you guys are up pretty high. It's late fall, so the snow's been settling down quite a bit, a little bit more snow than you're used to at this time of the year. But otherwise, it's been a nice, relaxing atmosphere. I'm going to have you all roll me a 1d6. This is going to be how many years you've basically been retired, living up here, making your best of your life.
Okay, so I retired at the age of 4, and I've been retired for 6 years. Well, I mean...
Well, goblins age quick, I suppose.
That's better than me. I'm only 6 years old.
I'm like the young entrepreneur, like...
I only saw action for half a year, and then I was shut down for 6. Because I've been sitting in a barn in this place. That's my retirement.
We will kind of go right across the bottom then. So, Darren, why don't you go ahead and introduce your character, tell us, what you've been up to, and so on and so forth.
Well, years ago there was a war close by, and this was a production unit, bodyguard / gopher unit that was created for this one side, and traditionally he would be linked to a person or a creature, and when the war was over, their team might have lost. He's not sure, but he was basically turned off and stripped of parts and left in a barn for the last 6 years. That's his retirement. He's been sitting covered in dust until he was found by one of the party members. I won't mention who it is yet. I'll let him introduce that. But he found me and spent in his spare time. He kind of figured out eventually after about a year how to get me started. And then I did some self-repair and been tinkering around, nice. Hanging out with him, and I refer to him as the master all the time. It's a bit annoying, and there you go. Yeah, and my D110 is my name, but that of course could call me Dio.
Beautiful. All right, who's next? Carlos, you would be next on my screen. Who's your character? What have they been up to? How long have they been living up here in Crimson Meadows?
Well, I've been here for about 4 years, and my last few years I was working as a farmer, and basically my character, she's a changeling, and so the last before the retirement and everything like that, that's what she was doing for money, farming, selling herbs and roots to local alchemists and mages and herbal stores, and basically she basically deals with hallucinogenic plants and herbs and elements, and so that's what she's been doing. She came from a pretty intense background, being trained in the rogue arts by bandits, and she became a berserker due to meddling with too much occult research. So she got attached to a demon, which causes her to go berserk, and so she still deals with that. But past 4 years she's been here, and she continues her farming, even though she's retired. It's become kind of like just something she does on the side, no matter what.
Sweet. Did you have any insanity?
Probably.
Yeah, if you're possessed by a demon.
Crazy
Well-
cat lady.
How do I factor insanity if I haven't started playing though?
Well, it would say like if you rolled something, it'll say add +1 insanity. But why don't you give me a will challenge roll to see how this has affected you?
Okay.
So it'll just be a 1d20 plus whatever your will modifier is. Try to be a 10 or higher.
0. Oh, I failed.
All right. So why don't you give yourself 1 insanity that this has caused you? If your insanity equals your will, you're screwed. All right. Let's see who'd be next.
Nice.
Chester, you mind doing next?
I'm playing Alan Walker. He is a human. He looks completely average in build and in appearance, so he just fits in with everyone else, which kind of matches because he is a soldier, or at least that's what he was, and he was in that war that was mentioned by Dio. He was actually on the side that won, and he is the one that actually found Dio, and took, like he said, about a year to try to figure out how to put him together. And he's gone through all different experiments. Like one day he just started beating this thing with a wrench to see if that would work, but apparently that didn't work. And then finally he figured out, hey, I think it was your steam operated. I had to pour water in the back of you to get you to start working.
The condenser, of course.
But, yep. And he's been retired here for about 5 years. And in those 5 years, he has been a farmer, just a basic crop farmer. And he raises most of his goods to support the village. But a small portion of his goods does go out to other towns or to the next town over to hopefully make a little bit more money. So that way he can actually expand his
Farming monopoly. Nice.
Mm-hmm. And he really does not like having Dio with him. It's not necessarily like he hates constructs. He hates the fact that Dio is constantly calling him master and doing that servitor kind of role. Like he would rather have a friend, a companion, instead of a servant. And he's constantly bickering at Dio to quit calling him master.
Nice. It's gonna be like grumpier old men.
Yeah.
Peter, how about our young goblin friend?
Well, at the age of 4, I retired. Maybe I would scratch the whole retirement idea. I'd say like I never left the city. I grew up an urchin in Crimson Meadows, was it?
Yes. Yep.
And I was adopted. Like I joined a dancers group at the circus. And through dancing most of my years, that was it for a few years. Then Knox got himself into some problems at the age of 7, for mostly some stealing and not much, but
At least you didn't roll prostitution.
That would
yeah,
man, and have six kids.
that would be I would be a child goblin prostitute. Through some shady business, he basically started killing people for money because some powerful people in the city noticed that he is quite able with weapons and with disguises and getting himself around the city. And no one would ever suspect a 10-year-old of anything, especially when he wears the same costume of a dragon the whole time and dances. So he started doing that, and he basically started killing people for hire, powerful people in the city, and he started building a criminal like a network of sorts. He opened up a shop, mostly for like clothing and perfumes and whatnot. But this is actually the place that people come to hire him or like make business with him. Other than just buying stuff, they actually hire him to kill someone.
Nice. All right. So all of you have kind of enjoyed your year for the most part. Like I said, it's late fall, kind of mid-October-ish. And what's been come to be known as the Festival of Bread is upon you. This is a time where a lot of the outlying farmers and herbalists and apparently assassins and whoever else kind of all gather together at the ruins of this old city, of what's left of it. They meet up, share stories. They what's called break bread with each other. They have not really a huge feast, but they share in different like crumpets and scones and different breads and stuff. And they basically drink wine and just kind of hang out. They pass on the latest news, and it's a great way for everybody to kind of come together before the winter hits and you're pretty much stuck in your cabins and homes for the entire time because there's just so much damn snow around. So all of you are here on the outskirts of what used to be Crimson Meadows, or the city anyway. Still the area is called that. But here at the Festival of Bread, people are singing. We have, I gotta start learning names here. Knox is up on this podium, dancing away in his dragon outfits, looking a little worn and dirt grimed. But let's see, is Knox a girl or a boy? Male?
He is a boy.
All right. So you see him up there dancing in his worn out costume. Dio, you follow behind Alan, being sure that you follow his every whim as he asks you to do this or that, bickers with you now and then. Morta, off to the side, you can speaking with a very short but very powerfully built dwarven female. Her name is Joso. She's kind of the lumberjack of this area and tends to do a lot of chopping down the trees, and she has a team that works with her. They kind of gather things up and help bring in the logging for the fires and stuff to keep you through the winter. All this is kind of going on around you. Do you guys all know each other? Well, obviously we have Alan and Dio know each other. I'm assuming you probably know who Knox is and Morta, but how friendly are you with each other?
I would think I kind of want to say me and Morta are a little bit of rivals because she is in the herbal and I'm in the farming, and so like we both kind of look down upon each other. It's like, you grow crops, what is that? And it's like, you grow herbs, what kind of living can you make off of that? So we kind of I guess have a little bit of a rivalry, but it's not like super hostile or anything like that, if you're cool with that, Carlos.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, because we would have a lot in common, but we'd also be in different sides of it with a little bit of competitive rivalry. There's probably not too many other people in the area.
Yeah, I think we would kind of brag, like when we come up with different ways to grow our crops or whatever. Like I came up with a new method of growing, and kind of try to make the other one jealous. It's like, yeah, I yielded this much crop this year or whatever. So just kind of that little friendly rivalry going back and forth.
Yes.
And as far as what was his name? Grox?
Knox.
Knox. I would say that I would probably know of him, but probably stayed away from him because he is a bit shady.
Well,
So-
my assassin career is like private, like not many people would know. But yeah, I mean, I guess there would be
Okay.
rumors.
Well, even still, you're a 10-year-old child dancing, and that's just kind of creepy.
Yeah, I'm creepily good at dancing.
Now there is a side connection. Actually, Dio is sort of friends with Nox. He's just a curious robot, and Nox is fascinated by robots. And so they kind of got to know each other somewhat as Nox would wander around town trying to remember what his life was like. And so they might have gotten to know each other just out of mutual curiosity.
Yeah. Well, Dio would actually be Nox's inspiration, like his muse for the robot dance he made up.
Nice. Bzz, bzz, very funny. Bzz.
Sweet. So yeah, then as you guys are all kind of gathered around, and you have Alan and Morty, you guys are discussing the latest in hydroponics and manure and whatever other kind of fertilizer you guys got growing. You're showing him your latest mushroom collection and other 5-leafed herbs that you happen to be growing on your plantation as well. And you're bringing out your latest corn mutations, very colorful corn. You got green, your yellow corns. You got carrots that are purple and blue. All sorts of fancy stuff. You guys are kind of bragging each other one over the other. You see this little dwarf, Joso, this female dwarf, kind of come up. She smacks you both on the shoulders. These big, huge, meaty hands. God, looks back and forth. What kind of man grows purple carrots, Ellen?
Have you tried them?
Do I look like a woman who would eat carrots?
Well, maybe if you would try one, you would see why I grow purple carrots.
The carrot pertains 38% of the daily intake of vitamin 6.62 and beta vitamin 4.2. It is recommended for humanoids of every species.
What the hell is this, Ellen?
You asked him why the hell he was growing it. I am responding.
She just stare at you with this kind of dumbfounded look a little bit. Well, I'm not a rabbit. But anyway, how the hell have you fellas been? You need a couple cords of wood for the winter? Got a hell of a deal right now. 10% off.
I'm going to kind of look at Dio to kind of confirm because my memory is crap. Like, I don't remember the small details, and that's part of the reason why he sticks around, or I let him stick around, because he's actually useful. So I kind of look at Dio to see if we need any extra wood.
Yes, your average body temperature will decrease without proper heat stimulants. I recommend extra.
Like, how much extra? How much do we have?
2.23 cords.
Okay.
3 cords. Sold. I'll be at your place next week, Alan. I'll bring a bill with me. What about
Right.
you, Morta?
Morta kind of like makes a weird face as she's swishing around her spit, and wow, something's wrong with her. She's just like, yeah, I could use some wood. Bring by some wood for me. That'd be great.
Great. 6 cords it is. I'll be there Tuesday. She kind of looks around a little bit, and you see her look up at this little halfling or goblin dancing on stage, and she just shakes her head. You know, I've heard some rumors about him.
Morta's gonna say, they're all true.
You heard him too, huh?
What rumors are we talking about? We don't, or let me rephrase, I don't leave the farm much. Dio leaves the farm. Seems like quite often, but I don't get out much.
Well, I don't know if I should be telling both of you this, but you know what I've heard? I've heard that little goblin bastard, he's starting up his own crop industry right out back of his shop. You guys got competition.
What?
Yeah,
And I'm growing marijuana.
Alan is kind of gripping one of the purple carrots, kind of like a dagger kind of deal, like that little bastard.
You know, they say goblin manure is the best fertilizer out there, and he's be shitting it out every day.
Some people need to stick to what they know.
Well,
Dancing around.
she'll kind of look over at you, Alan. She says, you know what I know? I know wood. She gives you a little bit of a wink as she saunters away. Next Tuesday, fellas.
My master, Alan, we'd only needed 2.26 cords. Why did we get 3?
It's part of business. I'll get her back when I sell her some of my crops. I'll, sell her a bit more than what she asked for.
My lens
how it
spins
works.
a few times. Bzz, 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 bzz. Affirmative.
And Dio, it's Alan. Don't know how many times we got to go through this. Alan, not Master Alan, not Master Alan.
Protocol's 26.6 E.
I don't want to hear it. No, Alan.
I'll try. Bzz. Should I make a will check?
If you want to. So as you begin to
Nope.
dance away up there, Knox, you can hear this little click beside you, and then a little clickety clack. And you look over, and you see one of your friends. She's pretty common around the area. She goes by the name Sister Sin. She's sort of dark-skinned, a little bit exotic looking. She has a couple small horns that kind of curl around by her ears. This long, flowing auburn hair. Very, very beautiful. And you always thought there was something a little bit kind of strange about her, but she kind of hikes up her dress a little bit. You notice when she starts to dance beside you, she kind of mimics your own moves. You can see these cloven hooves. And you remember that you have heard that she was a fawn, but you never really got to see her leggings, if you will. She kind of looks over at you with this big smile, gives you a grin, and starts, dancing whatever kind of dance you are, mimicking your moves. It's got some moves, boy.
Well, yes, I do. Let's see if you can follow my moves. And I do. I try to do like break dancing. Getting on
The
the floor,
robot dance.
spinning
The
around.
robot dance.
Oh, okay. Let's do the robot dance then. And I'd start,
She continues to kind of move with you as well. You can see that after a few moments, she kind of reaches out and grabs your hand, starts to twirl with you, and trying to get you to lead the dance a little bit. She kind of pulls a scarf around her neck and throws it up in the air, and you can hear all the music kind of just pick up this tempo as the two of you start to swirl around in circles. Just as it kind of comes to an end, she puts her hand behind your back and kind of does the little bow if she's the manlier one of the two apparently at the moment. She bends you over. She kind of stares at you for a few moments. She says, I've heard a rumor about you, Knox.
that I'm a terribly good dancer.
Well, in the sheets, she gives you a bit of a wink. They don't call me Sister Sin for nothing.
I'm sorry, I don't follow. And I just play dumb.
You see she kind of stares from then she just moves her hand and lets you drop to the the wooden planked boards, offers her hand to help you back up.
I refuse and I just jump up, and just high five her instead.
She says, always playing hard to get, Knox, always playing hard to get. Come, let us break bread and speak with the fellows over there. I see they've been staring at you for quite a while. I think they're spreading rumors again. Old Alan, he's always spreading rumors.
Okay. Let's talk to them.
Steps down as the music kind of takes on another tone and other people start to, it's more of a mellow thing as everybody kind of gathers around, gathering bits of bread and stuff and start talking a little bit. Sister Sin makes her way over to the rest of you as well. Gives you a bit of a smile, Alan. She says, we still on that for that date there, honey? It's been 2 weeks. Don't be shy. Your robot friend can come too.
I can't remember. Remind me, was it supposed to be at your place or my place?
Well, I was looking maybe down at the church.
And he's trying to remember, actually setting this date with her, but he's trying not to be rude. And he's like, yeah, that's right, at the church.
Says, I have a bit of a religious fetish. You'll find out later on.
Ooh, a wedding. Bzz.
Hush you.
So what are you boys and ladies, as she kind of motions towards you, Morta, talking about? I noticed you up there as we were dancing away, staring at us. You spreading rumors again?
Not quite, but I have heard something quite interesting there. And I forgot his name again. Knox.
Knox.
That you may be having your own farm there.
What?
Yeah, that's one of the things I heard.
Who said that? Who said that?
I've known you for a while, Knox. I've never known you to be into anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a dancer and a shopper. You bring your plants to me, I make t-shirts out of them. And I sell them.
Okay.
That's
Well, I
it.
just wanted to make sure that you weren't dipping your toes in anything that you shouldn't.
Is that a threat? Are you
No, and
Are you threatening a 10-year-old?
he's actually holding the purple carrot, and he's kind of like playing with his fingers and like with this carrot. But he's like, no, it's not a threat. I just didn't want you to get over your head. You are 10 years old, in fact.
Sounded like a threat to me.
Right?
Hush you. Whose side are you on, Carla or Morta?
Morta's kind of standing over there, and even though she hasn't been drinking, she kind of acts a little crazy, like she has, and she's just like, "Whose side? I'm on my own side."
Right behind you, Morta, you hear a voice kind of pick up and off to your side just a little bit. He says, "Threats. I've saw a lot of threats lately, guys." See this large man kind of step forward. He's wearing just basic brown, tattered sort of clothing. You recognize him as Errol Thaddeus. He's one of the hunters, trappers, scouts, sort of a ranger sort of guy. Kind of scours the area, helps you all with whatever you might need. Does a lot of hunting, sells a lot of fur, stuff like that. Says, just 2 days ago, I seen a pack of wargs. Believe it? Them nasty ass things up in this area. A little too far north for them, don't you think? Maybe they liked your carrots there, Alan. Fucking purple carrots. What the hell?
Why does everyone here hates purple carrots? Have you guys even tried?
I love them. I fucking love them. They're delicious. And they're fancy.
And they're
You
different.
know, remind you, wolves are carnivores. Beeps.
Off to the way, you can hear Joe so yell over. That's because he's grown purple carrots too, Alan. I saw it.
Okay.
Errol kind of stares at a lot of you and says, I know some of you are out there in the hills. You seen any signs of the wargs? Says, just seen their prints around. You see.
The last time I checked the perimeter, I didn't see anything. But that doesn't mean that they're not out there a little bit further.
You see Joso hurry over at the mention of this. She says, I just had a teen killed, maybe 3-4 days ago down to the south. Just a couple of fellows, rookies on the team. There was some awfully big wolf prints down there. Says, I haven't been down there since. Really think it's wargs? Errol gives a bit of a nod. I do.
Well, shouldn't we do something about them before they get worse?
Their hides can go for a pretty penny. I've been thinking about maybe going out for a hunting trip. What do you say? You guys want to go on a hunting trip for some wargs?
Morta's gonna.
Sounds.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Morta's gonna think back, and she's gonna say, "Now that you mentioned it, a few nights ago, I heard some howling in the night," and she gives she kind of moves her eyes down in thought, and she says, it would be best, and I'd be willing to accompany you, Errol. No problem.
See, Sister Sin kind of looks over at you for a moment. Morta, she says, "Nah, honey, that was just me."
Oh, I should have assumed that, Sister Sin.
But yeah, if you're gonna go on a hunting trip, yeah, I wouldn't mind going. Actually, helps keep me out of the house before winter hits. God knows I'm gonna be stuck in the house with him, and just kind of points at Dio.
Errol kind of looks over. Where'd you find that?
A couple of years ago, actually before he came here, I found it in a barn. Didn't know what the hell it was at first, but started playing around with it, and then all of a sudden it started talking. Now it hasn't shut up.
can see this large ranger kind of staring at you for a few moments, a little curious about you, Arrow, or you.
I'm a BGU unit.
Kind of reaches forward and taps on your little eyepiece.
Focuses on his hand as it comes close. I mark it. I analyze it for bacteria. Other prints.
You bringing that thing with you? It's kind of noisy.
I'm not sure yet. I may just bring it close so he can help out, like, with the hides.
For bait, I don't know if wargs like metal, but you could probably dress it up a little bit. Hang some meat off of them metal bits. I got a few pellets we can throw on there. Can I bark?
I don't know. Can you bark, Dio?
Can I what? Bark? Bark. I can simulate all audio sounds that I hear. I can replicate perfectly. And I talk back to him in his own voice. And I go, well, yeah, because, Master Alan, I can even duplicate your voice.
And he just kind of stares at you blankly for a moment, and he's like, that's creepy. Don't ever do that again.
Affirmative. Command accepted.
Well, yeah, how about we meet back here tomorrow morning? I'll give you the lowdown on what I'm able to dig up, and we can go get ourselves a few wargs. We don't want them prowling around here all winter, you know, taking out the livestock and such. It wouldn't be too good, but certainly use the help. What about you? He kind of points to the little goblin. You want to hunt some wargs? Great big
I was waiting for you to ask me. Yes! No one takes me on adventures. I want to go.
Maybe I shouldn't have asked. What about you, Morta? You want to go hunt some wargs?
I'll take any chance I can get to slaughter.
Great. You're in charge of the goblin.
I actually took him.
Go ahead.
No, Marta was just going to say that she took Nox grave robbing with her once, and it went kind of bad. So she's a little bit. She doesn't know what's going to happen.
Since you're going to be in charge of him, can you do something about the smell? Like, just throw him in the lake or in a river or something before we go. We don't want the wargs to know that we're coming.
I'll have you know that wargs are used to this stuff.
Okay. Does that mean that wargs eat a lot of goblins, and that's why they're used to the smell?
Well, yeah, I mean, who do you think my race is? Like, who do you think we are? I mean, if not warg meat, then what? You know? Like...
Hey, he's got a point. Harold says he kind of looks down and says, maybe we can pair him up with the other bit of bait there, and two of them can act as bait. You got the smell and the looks and the howling, and I think we got ourselves a plan.
Alrighty. Well, it is getting a little bit late, so I guess we'll see you in the morning.
You know, it's kind of reaches out and clasps hand with your arms. Says, yeah, I'd say maybe about an hour before sunrise. Is that too early for you folks?
I'm normally up by then anyways.
Chronometer checked for 5 a.m. Affirmative.
Good.
Good God, shit, that's early. All right, I guess, yeah.
I'm not sleeping tonight. It's an all-nighter.
Too late drinking.
I'm going to kind of look at Morta, and it's like, if that's too early, when do you take care of your crops, your herbs?
I get up, tend to my herbs, and go back to sleep.
Ah, okay.
Hydroponics.
Set them and leave them. See this guy.
They're all on timers.
See this guy kind of, shift his bow on his shoulder a little bit. You can see it's a very, very fancy made bow as he starts to walk away and kind of intermingles with the crowd and disperses a little bit. Another hour or so goes by. You can see the sun on the horizon just at the tip of this mountain peak. Kind of just start to settle. The temperature is dropping. You can see some snowflakes coming down. The music itself picks up a little bit. You can see Mr. Lively, that's the halfling troubadour. Probably quite friends and knows Nox quite well. But he's up on this pedestal doing some magic tricks and, pulling doves out of a hat and some other things. He's really shitty at it. And, as he states that he's getting ready to pull this dove out of his hat, you can see he reaches in there 4 or 5 times before he finally pulls out what looks to be a little stuffed rabbit and kind of just throws it all aside and, hurries on to do another fancy trick of his. Everybody give me a perception check. It'll be just a 1d20 plus or minus your perception modifier. A 10 or higher is a success.
Any boons or banes?
Nope, just straight up.
Okay.
I got a 12 plus 1, 13.
Okay.
19 for me.
And then 15.
Nice.
And of course, the robot is the least perceptive of all of us.
I rolled a nat 1.
So whatever you're doing, Dio, it's clearly not paying attention around. But all of you, well, 3 of you, feel a slight tremor in the ground. In the silence, you can see that the music's playing. You can feel the drums as they kind of reverberate through you and the bass. As they kind of come to a stop, you can still feel the ground tremble a little bit, very softly at first, but it seems to be with each passing second getting a little bit louder. And it'll be a really heavy boom sound in the distance, and the ground will shake a little bit. And then another huge boom sound, and it shakes a little. This whole time, you can still feel the reverberations in the ground just slightly. But with each, exploding boom in the distance, it seems to be getting louder. The ground shakes much more. And as all of you kind of look over, except for Dio, who's clearly fascinated by Sister Sin, as she's kind of dancing for you over to the side, you can see this group of orcs just plow forth out of the forest, about 100 yards or so out. There's 7 of them in total. All of them are running forward. You can see some of them are just screaming at the top of their lungs. What do you guys do?
Wait, are those orcs hostile to us? Like, what is the standing of orcs in this setting?
Not necessarily. They're a barbaric race, and they tend to live out the things, but they're not openly hostile. They'll often do trade and intermingle, stuff like that. They're bullies and they're assholes, but they're not openly offensive.
Well, right now they're having a riot, it sounds like, right?
Yeah, you can see there's 7 of them total. All of them are just rushing towards you.
They have weapons out?
No, they do not. Well, Sister Sin has her weapons out for you at the moment, but otherwise the orcs, no.
I'm gonna kind of yell, or not yell, but say to our group, does it look like there's something chasing them, or are they just running towards us? I think there might be something chasing them. Look at the panic on their faces. Or are they too far away to really see their faces?
Nope, as they kind of come in closer and closer, you can see that they're on a full-on sprint. Off in the distance, they just pass by what looks to be a few people, and none of them seem to be offensive. They have their weapons out, and you can definitely see a bit of panic on some of their faces. One of them has an arm that's kind of hanging, dangling by the side, clearly broken as it flops, kind of around. And they just continue just to run towards you. Every now and then, one of them will kind of grab one of the citizens or the other people around, trying to drag them behind as well. You can hear them barking out something in their language.
I'm going to walk over to Dio and get his attention, and then walk over to probably the cart that I came in, or the wagon, whatever I brought my supplies in, and start to kind of prepare for what may happen. Start to gather my weapons and equipment kind of deal that I brought with me, but was left on the wagon.
As you move over to
Dio followed.
Yeah, as you move over to Dio and you happen to look at Sister Sin, she has this very exotic dance that she's putting on, clearly flaunting herself. I need a will challenge roll with 1 bane from you.
For Dio?
No, for Alan. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Will challenge?
Yep, with 1 bane.
Alrighty. Will submit and then...
Banes are pretty strong. Well,
Can be.
I got 11.
All right. So you can see Dio is just completely caught up. She seems to have him under a bit of a charm. And you look at her and you can see that she's basically just trying to, charm the clockwork the best she can. Her skills doesn't seem to really bother him that much. And for just this briefest moment, you kind of caught up in her dance as well before you kind of shake it free. You've heard the stories of how she can charm men and whatnot. She gives you a warm smile, but it quickly turns into this fear of fright as she realizes what's coming at her. She turns, grabbing at you, Dio, and trying to drag you along as she starts to run.
I of course, do I have to make another roll to see if I'm still okay? So I clue in now. I turn around. I realize, okay, react quickly, Master Alan. We must flee. And she's leading us.
She's trying to drag you. Yeah, Alan was headed over to his cart to get supplies.
Yeah, I was trying to get your attention because I'm assuming that your weapons or whatever gear you have to defend us slash the wagon from bandits, whatever, on our way to town is probably in the wagon, and you're not openly carrying weapons in the town. So
well, my rifle has a fitting in my back. My whole arm just swivels 180. It takes about 2 seconds. It clicks in, it swivels back, and the rifle's on it.
Okay, so then yeah, I'm just.
So I charge my rifle, bring it forward.
I would just basically bring your attention to what's going on because you did look like you were very enthralled.
And then I cast weapons bound on it if I could.
Yeah. What about the other two? Nox, Morta, what are you guys doing as you see these orcs just running towards you? Every now and then the ground shakes a little more violently.
Okay, so everyone's looking at the orcs or running away or...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Nox, remembering that the halfling is actually one of his targets for assassination, he's going to use this commotion to assassinate this halfling. At least try to. So I would utilize my blowgun that I would have in my yeah.
In your costume?
Yeah. It would be all my weapons and stuff would be hidden in my costume, So this is partially the reason why I refused to put it down. But yeah, so if I could sneakily assassinate him and then just pretend that I'm running away as well.
Totally. Whoever might notice, poor Mr. Lively dropped to the deck, kind of clutching at something on his neck, just where he flops around a few and just kind of lays there still. The vibrations of the ground slowly bouncing him across the platform where he kind of falls off the side of it. And Morta, what are you up to as all this is happening?
As Morta notices, she goes, "Here comes some freaking orcs!" And she pulls out, she wouldn't have all her weapons on her, but she'd definitely have her scourge. So she'd pull that out and get ready to whack somebody in the head if she has to. She's just kind of standing by and, maybe not in the front, but definitely ready to support whoever's in the front line.
Once I secure my weapons, I would try to be getting as many people away, yeah, go this way, head to the church, or whichever direction would be the safest for the people to run. He'll almost fall back into his military roots and almost kind of take charge and start leading people away.
Give me
showing people away.
Give me a strength challenge roll. I'll give you one boon.
All right.
I'll assist him.
One of my gets first.
Background rules help the innocent.
10.
Ooh.
So yeah, as you people look at you almost instinctively as you start calling out orders and stuff. You can see some of them, are a little bit wary about what you're telling them and doing stuff, but they seem to follow. Other ones, just quickly kind of move forward and try to get to some sort of safety that's around. You can see all the orcs as they're running from the south upwards towards you, and then the north would kind of lead up the mountainside. But they're going from south to north. A couple of them pass by. As one passes by you, Morta, they kind of grab a hold of your wrist, trying to drag you along. He kind of looks back. You can see this really pig-snouted, large orc, stands about 8 feet tall, has one tusk that's been broken off. His right arm dangles at his side. You can see that it's the bone of his elbow and forearm just kind of snapped out of his flesh. He says, "Come, girl, come. It's a giant." As he says that, you can hear this loud explosion. And all of you look over to see what looks to be a very large bestial sort of creature. Stands about 12, 13 feet tall, just sags of flesh hanging off of it, completely naked. This member kind of swings around, smacking the trees. It looks around a little bit, and you see it crouches and then leaps up into the air again, traveling 30, 40 feet through the air to crash right down in the center of this town. Its feet collapsing on top of poor Sister Sin. Dio, as you kind of stand there looking over at this fawn that you were just speaking to just a moment ago, you can see all of her guts and everything just splatter across the front of your metal suit. This huge, giant thing looks around. One hand upholds what looks to be a rock, and the other is half of a tree limb, or half of a tree itself. Kind of looks around and then gets ready to start swinging this thing. Would you guys like to go fast or slow?
How far away is the giant away?
It would be right in the center, so I'm assuming everybody would be like right there with it.
Okay, so basically a melee range?
Yes. Yeah, you wouldn't have to take a move action to get to it.
Yeah, I'd go fast maybe because it's a fucking giant right next to us.
All right, so Nox is fast.
Yeah.
Really quick though, like as Alan is glancing at the other 4 that are kind of with him, or 3, I should say. I'm counting myself there. Does it look like we're about to run, or actually stay and fight this thing to maybe, hopefully, let the other villagers run away?
Well, Nox, what does it look like you're getting ready to do since you decided to speak up first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, if we're going to stay and fight, and maybe, like, in his mind, he's going to stay and fight and hopefully let the other villagers get away, or at least far enough away that he can then run. So I'll take a fast.
Yeah, because part of what happened too was we were ready to fight some, some possible impending doom, some orcs on the way. So, but then all of a sudden we got caught off guard. So yeah, Morto would be moving fast as well.
All right.
Moving fast to attack, but not really sure what the hell she's gonna do. Wishing she had her warhammer.
And Dio?
Now Dio had charged his rifle, brought it forward, and he automatically casts Spellbound on the weapon, which infuses it with this kind of eldritch energy, kind of techno energy, and I guess accentuates its power in that sense. So he thrums with energy as he does that. And then also, I guess, how long do we have? Like we're in it right now.
Yep, this thing kind of smashes down. You can see people. It's just crushing people under its feet as it stomps around, swinging this huge thing. Its eyes kind of come around, seeing the 4 of you actually have weapons or whatever. You can see this smile kind of cross its face. And you notice that it only has a few teeth, mostly kind of gums.
I shoot it.
All right, so you all decide to go fast, so you can go in any order you guys want.
Well, I can get my projectile out of the way. I'll shoot my rifle.
All right, go for it.
And I got the Spellbound. You imbue the target with magical energy that lasts for the duration. Okay. I get 1 boon. Okay, I guess that's what it does. It adds a boon to my attack. All right. So, sorry.
You can come back to your hand, but
yeah, or I can retract it. Right. Okay. Sorry, I just have to find it because I have to actually roll now.
So it'll be like 1d20 plus it's going to be range, so
boon,
it'll be your agility.
Plus I get a boon, so 1d6 as well, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Do you have a character sheet on Roll20?
Yeah, I do. That's why I was looking. I can just hit.
Set the weapon like on the basic info. If you scroll down at the very bottom, it should say weapons. Do you have rifle?
Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, I hit it.
Yeah, there's a little dice icon at the very bottom of where you have.
Okay, then I hit my strength. Okay, I got it.
I'm going to go with agility for yours, so
Yeah,
do the drop down.
Number of boons 1, number of banes 0.
There you got it.
Okay, sorry, I got it. I should have tested that.
And
21.
Boom. That'll be a hit. Go ahead and do up that damage. I don't have a die for the damage, so you'll have to do whatever that is.
I think it's 1d8, or was it 2? No, 2d6.
If it's a rifle, I believe it was 3.
Or 3d6. Yeah, the other one was okay. Okay, cat. Holy cow. Oh my god.
Are you
Got us.
playing a fighter, right?
Yep.
You
I don't
also, or not a fighter, a warrior. You
Warrior.
also gain a boon.
If you got weapon training, so you
Because
have another boon on top. It don't matter in this case, but
well, and also you would gain
20
an
spiders
extra d6
Yep.
damage.
for the
Oh.
20 plus. Yep.
Okay. So,
Actually,
oh,
2d6 because you rolled over 20. Or did he exceed the target's
Yes, yeah.
defense by
okay.
5 as
So
well? So
eight,
that would
eight
actually
damage.
you need another d6 there as well.
Oh, got. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so-
10 points damage.
You also have combat expertise, which is your level 5, so you can add in the extra d6 damage, or you can make another attack against a different well, there is no other enemy unless you want to attack one of the others or an orc. But
And I have to reload.
so all right, so another 2. Got it.
I could spend the rest of my time reloading.
Yep. So all those different things basically stack like that. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
so when you make your next attack, it'll actually be 2 boons, and it automatically will figure in whichever one's higher for you and everything.
Right. Okay, I see what you mean. And then for damage,
Your 3d6 for the weapon plus a 1d6 for your combat expertise. And so yep, they all
Four.
stack.
4 die 6, basically. Yeah.
All right, Nox, Alan, Morta, you guys are up. Who would like to go?
Okay, so is there a building next to the giant like that would be as tall as or like taller than him?
Yeah, there's buildings around. Most of them are kind of in ruins and bits and pieces, but yeah, definitely.
So could I use my movement to could I climb up on it and like my thinking is could I use it next turn to jump on the guy? Would
So
that
take
be
the-
possible?
Yep, you could take the move action this time to get up on top there, and then your next turn jump. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
All right.
Just to help out in future reference, if you were to take a slow action this turn, you could have moved and then jumped on top of them this turn if you would have done the slow
If you
action.
want, if you want to, you're still welcome to. You'd have to go last, but yeah.
Yeah, but my thinking was like I want to go fast because I would just like instantly leg it, you know.
Okay.
Like my character would instantly just leg it and
And that makes sense, but I was just saying that for future
Yeah.
reference.
thanks.
All right, Alan, Morta, you guys are still left.
Ladies first.
So
You see this
Morta-
huge gaping wound kind of blow out the side of this, giant's abdomen area where Dio blasts into it. Kind of looks over and lets out a bit of a growl.
Oh,
I'm gonna run over and try to kind of come down with the scourge and slash his leg and try to immobilize him a little bit. Yeah.
All right, you started out as a rogue. What abilities did you pick for your rogue?
I got dirty tricks.
Okay. Because you
Uh,
have trickery. Generally, rule of thumb, you're always going to want to use that pretty much.
oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So that way
One
you get
boon?
an extra 6 plus it stacks
Let me
to
roll
your
the
exploit
boon.
opportunity. So
And it deals 1d6 extra damage. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, I got a nat 20
all right.
with a 6 on the d6.
Okay,
So
so
that's-
it's also stocked with your exploit opportunity, which is your level 2 rogue thing. So it makes it so that if you get 20 or higher, you get another attack somewhere during.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I get another, exploit opportunity. All right. So let me roll for damage. The scourge is 1d6. I'll roll 2.
Yep.
So that is 9. And then, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask, kind of clarify with Morgan, isn't it an extra turn, not just an attack?
Yeah, extra turn.
Yeah, I'll hold the turn. Yep.
So, in future reference, if you were to do that again, you could then take a slow turn to, run away very far away if you needed to.
That way
Yeah,
you can,
that's true.
that way you can disengage basically and run. Yep.
So since Morta Yeah, only has a scourge, and she doesn't have armor on. That's what she's going to do. This second turn is going to be a slow turn. And now can I attack and then move, or I have to move first? It doesn't matter,
Disengage
right?
will be your action. In this case, not really, no.
Oh, okay. I can either
Basically
attack
be
or
your disengage
disengage.
and then move.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to do.
All right. And Alan, you are left.
Alrighty.
You see a small little gash kind of open up from the scourge on the giant's leg. It just kind of giggles a little bit as it looks down. You can see it raises its big foot up, getting ready to slam down.
When you all look at Alan, he's actually, it looks like he's wielding one big massive shield, which is like the picture of his token, but he then like takes his arms apart, and when he does, it's like two halves of the shield, one on each arm. And he's actually gonna go up to the foot of this big giant, and he's gonna try to hack off, I'm gonna say his pinky toe, just because it's the smallest. And boom. That's what he's going to attempt, and a 17.
All right. Yes, that hits.
Oh. Alrighty. So he will take 11 points of damage as I attempt to hack off his pinky toe.
Good. You bring that shield down. It clearly sevels right through this toe, digging itself into the dirt a little bit. Thing kind of lifts its other foot up as the other one slams down and kind of reaches down to hold at its foot, or it kind of severed. The little toe kind of wiggles there on the ground a little bit. You can see this thing looks around as it kind of lifts up this huge boulder in one hand, stares at it a moment. If you want to go slow, Morta, now would be the time. Or you could make another attack action or whatever else you want to do, but he's going slow, so he's going to go at the very end of the round, so you'd be up before him.
Okay. Well, didn't I already move back, or he came towards me?
Nope, you went up and attacked him. Now would be your slow turn, so now is when you would want to disengage and move away, if that's what you want to do. Or you could make an attack and, whatever.
No, I'm going to disengage and move back until he does something.
So as you quickly step back, he kind of looks over at you as you run away a little bit, and then looks at these other three puny creatures around him. You can see he crouches down just a little bit, and then he just lurches himself forward. He jumps up in the air a good 10, 15 feet before he comes slamming back down. I need agility challenge rolls with 1 Bane from Alan, Knox, and Dio.
I don't want to. Oh, really?
And you said they were agility?
Yep. So 1d20 plus minus agility minus 1d6.
I got a -1.
Ooh, I just got a 10. I just got it. Is that a pass?
Yep, that's a pass. So, Alan, you're going to take 10 points of damage as he comes crashing down. You just feel one of your legs get caught underneath his foot as he just buries you into the dirt around him. Lets out this huge roar.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going to immediately do Catch Your Breath, which is the trigger action, to heal equal to my healing rate.
Got it. Go ahead and add that in. Oh, also, for your health for you guys, damage starts at 0, and it goes up. So, like in his case, he took 10, so his damage will start at 0 and go up to 10. When your damage equals your health is when you fall unconscious or incapacitated, whatever you want to call it. You don't count down from your health. Just to give you guys, that's the only other odd kind of thing. So, yeah, go ahead and figure that in. Alan, as he lands, he just grabs a hold of this huge club that he has in this one hand and just swings it around. This is going to be on all 3 of you, actually. So, no, Dio, I definitely hit. Definitely. Alan, I got a 14. I don't know if that hits you or not.
Nope.
Okay, so just see. On you, Dio, you're going to take 5, 8. Ooh. 7, 11, 14 damage on you, Dio, and knocks 4, 8, 9, 10 damage on you as he swings this huge tree, basically half of a tree around, clocking both of you. Both of you fly back a good 20, 25 feet and hit the ground hard.
Would he be able to attack me since I'm on a building? Or...
Oh, shit, you're on the building, so no, it doesn't count. Nope, I forgot about that. Good call. So just you, Dio, is you took the damage and he kind of just throws you through the air.
Ah.
And that is the end of the round. You would have to go slow in order to reach him if you wanted to get up to him for a melee deal. Otherwise, you can still make a ranged attack or whatever. So, who would like to go fast?
Morta's going to come back. Oh, sorry.
Well, I'm just going to say I'm going fast.
Got it.
Me too.
Got it. Dio Nux.
No.
I am going slow.
Got it, and got it. So, Alan Morta, you guys are up first. This huge giant just kind of looks around, giggles a little bit to itself. You can see that it reaches down, grabbing one of these townspeople that are crushed under its foot. The one right sitting right next to you, Alan, almost looks like he's getting ready to grab you first. He kind of scoops up this, looks to be a, one of these people you've seen around town, elderly lady, just picks her up in his hand and just shoves it into his mouth. You can hear the bones and everything snapping. Blood kind of dribbles down his chin a little bit. Kind of puts his head back, almost like when a chicken drinks the water, kind of gurgling this thing down a little bit. You can hear the rumbling of its stomach.
I'm going to yell and say no and take both of the shields this time and just swing down on both of his toes, or like two toes with both shields kind of deal, like just trying to get him to stop. So
defense is 15 for if it matters.
Okay. So I get to make both of these attacks with one Bane. So 16, that's going to hit with the first one. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, I only have to make one attack roll when you're dual wielding. You just get 2 Banes.
Unless you're attacking 2 different things. So, yep.
Yeah. So that hits with a 16. And so I believe it's this one. So he's going to take 11 points of damage as both of these shields comes down on his toes.
A couple more toes, a big chunk of his foot just kind of slices off cleanly. This thing lets out a roar. When he looks down at you, Alan, you can see this gore just kind of dribbling down his chin. His stomach rumbles a little bit, kind of reaches down, grabbing one of these huge flaps and just kind of starts flapping his belly. This noxious smell kind of wafting down around you. And Morta, you are up.
Okay. Morta's going to come back, and this time she's going to go for the same leg, but she's going to try to smash his Achilles tendon.
You'd have to go slow to reach him because you moved away last time, so you'd have to go slow to move forward and attack.
Oh, I can only, well.
You know what I mean? Because you disengaged and you moved, so you basically moved, like, say, 30 feet away or whatever. So in order to get back to their range, you'd have to go slow to move and attack. You could move up to them as an action, but you wouldn't be able to attack.
Moving fast would only let me attack if I was close enough to attack.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going slow then.
Go slow then.
Yeah.
All right, in that case, you see this. You're the lucky one that's the closest, Alan. He kind of glowers down at you, opens this huge gullet of his mouth, and you can just see all of the spittle, phlegm, gore, and body parts just rain down. This thing's going to vomit on you. You can do an agility challenge roll with 1 Bane for half damage, but it would be 17 damage. So agility challenge roll 1 Bane for half.
Okay. Nope, I do not get the half. And how much damage was that again?
17.
Okay.
This stuff just seeps into bits and pieces of your clothing underneath. You can feel it burning, the acidic bile of this thing just burning into your flesh. Smells absolutely horrendous. You're going to be sickened for 1 round, which gives you 1 Bane on whatever you do, so 1 round.
Okay. I would like to actually make a will check, just because that is, for 1, my background, and for 2, like, I think anyone seeing a bunch of body parts just rain on them, like that's got to mess with the psyche.
Go for it.
So, yeah, if you're cool with it, I'm gonna give myself an additional bane on the next whatever I'm doing.
Totally.
Because that just wrecks with his psyche. Like, of course, with his background, like trying not to kill people and just body parts start raining down on him, he is just starting to lose it.
Beautiful. See this thing after he vomits everything up, he kind of glances around, starts stomping forward. Agility challenge roll from Morta. This is one of his huge feet just crashed down right beside you. You're muted.
I got 10 on the die, total of 12.
Got it. So that's a pass. And just the whole ground shakes and rumbles beside you as his footfall comes down. You can see this huge guy kind of look down, tosses his boulder in his hand a couple times, then brings it up, getting ready to bring it down on you. But he's going slow. So Morta, Nox, and Dio, all of you are up. He's moved forward, so you all are within melee range at the moment. It's a little bit of a jump for you, Nox, but I mean, he's still beside the building, so.
Okay, so I would use one of my actions to jump on him and the other one to. Okay.
Yep.
So, well, I will try to jump on his head or shoulder or whatever I'm able to jump on.
It's right there, so yeah, there's no problem at all. You don't need to roll nothing.
So I just like jump with my rapier and my dagger in the other hand, and when I jump, it looks kind of like the dragon is flying, just the costume. It has wings, but okay. So I jump on his shoulder, I guess, and I start just stabbing him in the neck.
All right.
And I would use the trickery.
Yep. So give yourself 1 boon for that. Plus, it'll make it so you can use that exploit opportunity. So.
Mm-hmm. So,
actually, I was going to stack with your dirty tricks too. So.
Mm-hmm. So how many boons would that be? One.
So you got one from your trickery, and does the other one give it to you? No, it just gives you the extra damage. So yep, 1 from trickery for the boon, and then you'd be an extra 2d6 from the trickery and dirty tricks.
Okay. Oh yes, 24 total.
Yep. So that's going to activate your exploit opportunity as well.
So I get total 3d6, like bonus plus 3d6, right? So total of 4.
Whatever the attack is, plus 26, yes.
Roll 40. Do I add my agility or?
No, just straight damage. Modifiers don't be added.
So 13 damage total.
Got it. All right. You have an extra turn that you can take till the end of the round. So from your exploit opportunity. So don't forget about that. I'll just leave you down. So Nox and Dio, you guys are, or I'm sorry, Morta and Dio, you guys are still up.
Can I ask just one quick question? Would this activate Assassinate or like how we said? Or I'm just not really sure how.
Not really in this case, no.
Okay.
Because I mean, he's at least aware of you.
Uh-huh. Fair. Okay.
All right, Morta, Dio, and Nox. Whenever you want to chime in with your extra turn, you can do that too. So.
Can I cast a spell and fire a firearm in the same round at slow movement?
Nope, because there were 2 different actions. So you can move. You always have that move.
Right. Gotcha. So I thought. Now I have this spell, Sparkling Shield. I think it's called. Sparking Shield. Create a magical shield in your arm that remains for duration. But is it powerful enough to actually affect this giant?
No, it's under Technomancy. Probably should be Sparkling Shield.
Because it's supposed to actually knock them prone. It just gives them a shock.
Attacks you with a melee weapon. On his turn, if he attacked you with a melee weapon, it gets a success. So gotta wait for his turn, but yes, it would be.
Then he might hit me. Okay, so I shoot. I'm gonna have to shoot with my rifle, but I'm gonna move away from him, and I'm gonna try grab Alan on the way. and get him out of harm's way, because this thing's going to stomp on him as well. I can't leave him.
He is still up close, so yeah, he's further away ahead of you because the giant moved away from him, so it basically left him behind and moved up to you guys.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay, so I pull back to his position and fire my rifle.
All right. Yeah. So you got your 2 boons. Well, do that first.
Correct. So I go into my. I have 2 boons, right? And
Damn.
oh, nat 20 to.
Nice, so that'll give you that extra damage too from the one ability. So it's gonna be just like last time. What, 4 or 5d6, whatever it was.
22 damage. Kaboom!
Nice.
Let her rip.
So you guys
shoot
can
for
feel
genitals.
Feel this whole reverberation kind of go around this thing. It's basically like a sonic boom going off next to poor Dio.
Nice.
What's left of this thing's nutsack is just kind of blowing into pieces. You can see this thing lets out this scream, kind of tips forward a little bit. You can see it slowly moving forward, and then the whole thing crashes down. Morta, Dio, I need agility challenge rolls. You can have 3 banes on this.
3 banes?
Yes.
Oh shit, man. What is it? An agility? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I got a 16.
Oh man. Oh man.
I rolled well. Hopefully.
I'm assuming Morta didn't.
I know.
I got a -2.
All right. So, Dio, you just zoom out of there quick as hell as you see this thing coming down. Alan, you're right out of the
Can
way.
I grab him and get him for half damage or something?
Even if it would give him an A, but it wouldn't even matter at this with a -2. You
Right.
kind of ride the beast down, knocks on the back of this thing as it comes crashing down. Morta, you're the one standing, staring there, looking up at this thing as it comes crashing down.
Damn.
If you're cool with it, I kind of almost see Morta like screaming at it, like challenging it to come down, like ready to fight this thing even further. Like she doesn't realize it's dead, and so or just falling down. So she's just like ready to just stab this thing as it comes down on top of
Oh,
her.
you want to dance, do you? Come on.
Come on, let's go.
You feel the
Yeah.
entire 2-ton weight or whatever this thing of this huge, fat giant. The eyes kind of gloss over a little bit. Vomit kind of pours down his chin. It's a huge hole where its genitals were just completely blown apart. And the last you see is just thing crushing you. You guys see Morta just disappear under the flabs of this thing. 20
Shit.
points of damage, Morta.
Ooh,
Oh, shit.
That's
that's
brutal.
awesome.
And you would be considered immobilized underneath this thing at the moment.
Oh,
Puts me
shit.
down to 6.
Ouch.
Quickly, we must assist, and we all try to roll over the dead
As
thing.
you guys start to move in a little bit, you can see its body start to tremble a little bit.
Oh,
This
damn.
rotten, disgusting air start expelling from its ass, and it rumbles a little more and more. You can see the inside of it start to bloat up a little bit. It's just getting bigger and
Run.
bigger.
Or, can we grab her quickly?
You have
Everybody
one
heave.
little arm sticking out, Morta, waving around.
Grab it, everybody.
Yeah. Is the giant's dead, or did it just fall down because of the spell?
Nope, it's dead.
It's
Okay.
dead, I think. Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm gonna try to help grab Morta and pull her out. But instead of like trying to run and make it away, I'm just gonna take both my shields and put them together and just try to shield both me and Morta, basically having Morta behind me and just absorb the blast of whatever whatever is gonna happen.
All right. Give me a strength challenge roll. I'll give you 1 boon since I imagine somebody else is trying to help you as well.
Okay. And still 2 banes from the sickening and the mental, so I will just have it at 1 bane.
Yes.
Oh, really? I hate the 3D dice because it's so tempting because it rolled on a 7 and then it moved over to a 1. And it's like, no. So
as you're grabbing, you're trying to pull like crazy at Morta. Dio, you're there as well. Nox, you're clambering down off this huge thing. can see its stomach rumble, gas is expelling out of its ass. The whole area reeks. You can see people running everywhere. And then this thing just explodes in gore. That would be agility challenge rolls from everybody.
Any boons or banes?
Straight up.
Okay.
You're not sick no more because that was just for your one turn. So.
Woot. Good thing, or good time to make it.
Damn it! I got an 8.
I got a 9.
You guys are so close.
And Morta?
I got a 9, which makes a total of 11.
All right, so Morta and Alan, you guys are only going to take 6 points of damage. The rest of you are going to take 12.
No,
And you just have all of this meat and gore, bile, blood, plus just raining down around you guys.
Doesn't that drop Morta, though?
Yeah, that kills Morta.
You have, I believe, you're a rogue. You have your... Well, you guys have healing potions and shit too, but...
Oh, yeah, I do have a healing potion, but...
You have the ability to, I forget what it's called off the top of my hand.
Which one? Well, I chose Backstab.
Nimble Recovery is what I'm thinking of.
Nimble Recovery.
Which you heal your healing rate as a triggered, I believe. Or, no, as an action, but I mean, you can still use it. It's the end of the combat. So.
Okay.
But depending on what everybody does, so, I mean, what do you guys want to do? You can see everybody's pretty much just running, trying to get the hell out of there as this thing explodes.
There's no more of these things, is there?
Nope, you can see most of the orcs are pretty much fleeing and run. Most of the people are got the hell out of there as well, leaving you 4 heroes, per se, around.
I'm going to first check on the party members and see if they're okay. Yeah, I know we're all wounded kind of deal, but just make sure that we can still get up and do things kind of deal. It's just checking on them. And then after that, I want to look at the townspeople, see if there's anyone that we can still save, hopefully, or, check and see if most of the people got out. Right. I know that poor old woman didn't make it.
But you see Morta lying there, completely covered in gore. Some of it's hers, some of it's not. Broken limbs might be hers, might be not. You see a few other people that are wounded up a little bit, but they don't seem too bad. There's besides the few dozen that have been crushed into pulp.
I'll give Morta a potion of healing.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Morta, where's your potion of healing at? Would it be visible on your belt, or would it be in a pouch somewhere, kind of hidden away?
Yeah, it wouldn't be on her. It'd be in a backpack nearby with her weapons. Yeah, right now she just has her scourge, really. That's all she had.
Okay. Because, I was going to take your healing potion and heal you with it. That's my plan. But since you don't have it on you...
Oh. Well, I mean, maybe she would have her backpack with her, not her big weapons.
Well, Dio did offer one of his potions.
Okay, yeah, if you give Morta, I'm sure she would give you hers later.
No, I'll assist. That's in my programming. I'm supposed to help everybody.
Thank you, Dio.
Of course. Affirmative.
As you move forward, Dio, off to the distance, you all can hear the strange trumpet sound from down in the valley, almost like a war trumpet or a war horn, just kind of let out this long, droning sound. Can I get a will challenge roll from everybody?
You say will challenge?
Yep.
It kind of broke up a little there.
Oh, shit.
We're too traumatized from that last fight. We know.
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
Do you not realize how much blood and guts and body parts are around us right now?
You're unconscious at the moment. It's more just so you don't need to roll. You're okay. The 4 of you guys watch as Dio starts to move forward, this healing potion ready, and then he just completely disappears. You feel this light sensation in your stomach. Knox. And all of a sudden you're 20, 30 feet away from where you see Morta laying on the ground. Then you're 40, 60. Just this feeling like something's dragging you away. As each of you are teleported 20 feet, and then 40 feet, 60 feet away. All of you are moving to the south as you hear this horn, almost like it's just forcing you to teleport in its direction. It goes on for maybe 100, 120 feet before this horn stops. Beside you, you can see townspeople badly injured, some of them still healthy or whatever, just disappearing and reappearing as they go down the hill towards this droning sound. The three of you are able to kind of shake it off after you teleport away a little bit, but all around you, some of these orcs and the other townspeople and stuff just completely keep teleporting down this mountainside until you can no longer see them in the distance.
Were these orcs like miners or something? Did we know where they were close by, or are they strangers?
There's orcs in the hills. They have some small tribes. They do mining. They do farming. They're not necessarily hostile. They're assholes, but they're not hostile or anything.
Did Morta's body come with us?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
You go, it stops after you good 100, 120 feet away or so. Other people around you seem to keep disappearing and going further down the road, but you guys, three of you at least, and maybe a couple others that are in the town, are able to shake it off and not get dragged away by this, but most of the townspeople and orcs and other people are just completely gone.
So the horn was... We're going towards the horn. Can I go back to Morta?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I would try to do as well. It's like I would kind of look at us three that are here and just be like, I'm not sure what's going on, but we need to get to Morta. She was not in very good shape when we got whatever that was. I'm not sure what happened.
I concur.
So as you guys move forward, you can hear it off the distance as it starts to drown out and, silence out. As you kind of move up 20, 30 feet, you teleport back another 20, and then you move up another 50, 60 feet, move back another 20. So it's like every 2 steps forward, it's like 1 step back, finally, until, this horn is silent and you're able to actually move without any teleportation away, basically. But yeah, you guys can get back up to Morta a few moments later, where she's still breathing shallowly on the ground, half smushed and covered in giant gore.
As we
One
were
of his
moving,
testicles is kind of splattered on the side of her face.
as we were moving, or attempting to move, could I drink a healing potion while doing that?
Yep.
Yeah, I would also use my nimble recovery feature.
Yep. Go for it.
And I'll suck it up till I can repair myself later.
So as you kind of move up, go ahead and heal your healing rate as well. Morta's deal drops a healing potion down your throat, shoving the giant testicle literally off the side of you.
Teabag.
The side.
Well, I believe, if I remember right, you can still be healed with healing potions, or am I wrong on that for Clockworks?
Yeah, I just use it as they can still use it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like synthetic oil. Replacing hydraulic fluid.
Do you have extra healing potions, or do you...
Yeah, I got 3, so I give her 1 and I take 1.
Okay.
The sun kind of slowly sets on the mountainside and kind of casting this huge glancing shadow over around you. See a few fires from sconces and tiki torch type things kind of burn around you. There's a handful of people left. You see Elrin, the ranger. Looks like he's badly wounded. One of his left leg is missing. He's trying to staunch the flow of blood with a simple little tourniquet. And you can see Mr. Lively's corpse with a little dart or needle sticking out of the side of his neck off to the side of the pavilion. Don't know what happened there.
Yeah, no clue.
It's probably like a splinter from one of the buildings.
I'm gonna run up to where there's the fire, or any of the fires, and basically kind of light a torch and go over to the ranger and basically sear off his leg to help stop his leg from bleeding. So basically cauterizing the wound.
Yeah, you can see he holds up a hand long enough just to kind of clench a stick between his teeth. Gives you that kind of nod. He's one-legged, all right. Yeah, you singe the end of that. Between the tourniquet and that, it staunches the flow of blood the best he can. He's not in good condition, but he's alive, just one-legged.
You can still shoot a bow.
That's right.
You just need your hands.
Which one of your backs can I ride on?
Well, I'll help you for now, but may have to put you on the clockwork that you don't really like very much.
Let's just give him a peg leg.
He kind of hops over to a chair or whatever and kind of sits down. See some other people around her, trying to bandage up the best they can. The ones that are still left don't look too badly injured. There's, 5 or 6 between him. You don't see, Sister Sin or Gioso or any of the others that you were talking to around. Otherwise, just emptiness around you.
She got squished. Yeah, I guess that would kind of be my job at the moment, is just go around like cauterizing any wounds with the torch that I just made. I'm pretty sure
That's your job.
Well, it's not necessarily a job, but he's a soldier. He has been through and seen this kind of shit before. He hates it. He hates, that people do this to each other. Of course, this was a massive giant, but it has
Poor
to
little
be done.
old lady with a scratch on her shoulder. You're like, let me burn that for you.
It's like, good morning, sir. Let me burn you.
I can make that pain go away. Just give me your pinky for a second. Oh, hang on. Let me mute myself.
So, Nox would, in the meantime, probably go through the corpses and loot.
Give me a perception challenge roll. I'll let you know what you find.
If I see you doing that, like, while I'm not busy, I will actually smack you in the back of the head.
Well, I'll roll an
agility. If I don't see
agility.
you doing it, then
I'll roll an agility for stealth then, if you want to.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What's your perception, Anne?
19 total, and I think I get a bonus to sneak. Yeah, +1
Okay.
boon to sneaks. Okay, let's.
So yeah, you
my-
totally crushed
my
it, I'm sure.
perception's at a 9, so like I don't notice.
26. Yeah, it's like you think I'm dead. Like,
It's like, oh, wait a minute, this corpse looks like he's missing a limb. Let me burn it.
In that case, give me a 1d20 roll, Nox. I'll tell you what you find.
6.
Body parts is what I'm guessing.
Give yourself 16 copper bits and
Herpes.
yes, 3. So
And
Sister
and
Sin
blood?
was
Did I
very.
find that?
what's left of the breeches of this old elderly woman that was pretty much chomped in half and half eaten, you kind of pull out and you see this beautiful, small, palm-sized rose, like a miniature rose. It smells of cinnamon, kind of glitters a little bit. If you hold it up to your ears, very soft, tinkling tune, like that in a jewelry box.
Wait, it still smells of cinnamon with all the stench that's around?
Still smells of
It's
cinnamon.
magic.
Wow.
Fresh cinnamon, like those cinnamon buns that
I think I would
the
shove
mother
that
you don't
thing up my
remember.
nose at this point.
Okay. So wait, the rose is actually like a living flower.
Even though it looks like it's been trimmed and everything, obviously, but yeah, it's completely live. It didn't seem crushed or bloodied or gored or perfectly clean, fresh, lively, smelling the cinnamon.
Okay, so just like remembering memory of Sister Sin, because she's always been like kind to Nox. He would just put the flower like on his costume
lapel.
somewhere, like yeah.
Did we ever get Morta up? Like, or is she awake? Let me ask that question.
He would drop the healing rate, so yeah, he would be up and about. Also, when you do your damage, you never go above what your health is. So if your health is 26 and you're 24 and you take 10 damage, you'd still stop at 26.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
So what does Morta do when she wakes up, sees Dio shoving a potion down her gullet, covered in gore, giant testicle resting on your shoulder?
Oh, well, she wakes up and starts wiping stuff. She's just kind of like, oh shit. And she looks over to Dio and she just kind of nods and smiles and thanks him. And well,
No need for thanks. My pleasure. Bzz. Must protect the quote-unquote innocent. Bzz.
very noble of you, Dio. Very noble.
You can see Arrow kind of hobble over using this chair that he has, a bit of a walker. That wasn't no warg, fellas, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I'm
Really?
guessing the hunt is off tomorrow.
What's
A little shame. I was looking forward to that, but
feeling like $1 million minus a leg?
yeah.
Minus a leg.
You promised I could ride your clockwork.
Yeah. I'm actually going to take, I'm pretty sure I can find it, but I'm going to look for rope, and I'm going to take Dio and tie the chair onto Dio's back, and then put him up on the chair so that way he can kind of move around.
Yeah, use his
Fine
weapon
engineer.
like a turret.
So, oh yeah, and then give him his quiver and bow, because yeah, all that Dio has to do is just turn around and pew pew pew, and then turn back.
Geniuses,
So-
I tell you.
Always thinking.
What do we need to do now? Should we?
Well, I know
What-
Morta wants to go get all her stuff, her backpack and her gear, because she realizes that she's probably going to need it right now.
I run the horn sounds through my background database, see if I can analyze what was making the horn noises and what was causing us to be teleported. I'm a spellbinder. I don't know if I could.
Actually, this will kind of give you a chance. So everybody has professions. If you try to do something and you feel a profession helps you, I will give you a boon to your challenge rules. So, like in this case, what are your professions, Dio?
I was a soldier. I was a slave. That's it. Actually, I was as far as I got. I'm not sure if I got more. A soldier and a slave. I think I might have one more I forgot to pick, but
Just for example, say you were an academic with, I don't know, music or something like that. But if that was the case, you would do like your challenge roll and I'd give you a boon for it. But if you guys can ever tell me how your profession helps you on a challenge roll, I give you a boon.
right.
But if you want to just make me an intellect challenge roll, in this case, it's going to be 3 Banes, though, to see if you recognize it or anything in your database.
And while he's doing that, I would like to make an intelligence roll to see if I know any stories of giants or recollection of giants on maybe where they came from and why this one particularly attacked the town.
All right.
I would like to use my soldier background or profession to use it as basically rumors that I heard from other soldiers from different regions to see if, like, maybe I heard something along the
Tale or
grapevine.
something. Okay, definitely. Yeah, I'll give you a boon for that. So give me an intellect with a boon. Well, what did you get, Dio? Oh,
Okay.
not good. So no.
Yeah, shit the bed.
So yeah,
Can
you
I-
don't recognize nothing? Go ahead.
Can I add to one of theirs?
Yeah, could I help
Can I
as
help
well?
him?
Like, yeah.
Oh, Alan got really good. You guys can make your own, or if you guys ever want to help somebody, you can do it as like an action to aid them or whatever, and just gives them a boon. So like if you wanted to help Alan in that case more, you would recall whatever and try to help him out, but he would have another boon on top basically. But he rolled a 23, so yeah, definitely. So you kind of think over stuff, Alan, looking back, on some of the stories and stuff. You do know that probably about 150 years ago, give or take, there was a huge war here in the playground, or the Giants' playgrounds, what they call these mountains that you live in, between the Giants and the cities, Crimson Meadows, the surrounding folk, the humans and orcs and other people. Big clash between the two. From what you understood, Giants were pretty much supposed to be eliminated or no longer exist. They were genocided, basically, extinct, if you will. From everything you've heard, they're no longer supposed to exist. That was 150 years ago. Not a whole lot is known exactly what happened with those giants, but they do know that Abigail Starcrest was supposedly this war hero. Her and her team went into the mountains and battled these things on their own turf. They never returned, but the giants never came back either. So apparently the battle was won. You just don't know what happened to them or where they went. So for the past 150 years, there's been no giants. They're pretty much just an urban legend at this point.
Okay. The condition of the giant before it blew up, like he didn't look malnourished, correct?
Oh, hell no. He did look very young, though. His bits and pieces of his skull and face are kind of left around. If you happen to look, you notice that he only has a couple of teeth And they look like smaller teeth for as big as this giant was. Almost as if he was a younger, like a child.
You got accelerated growth or something, or
I'm wondering if maybe we shouldn't head in the direction that this giant came from and find out where these giants are coming from, or if there's more. And he just kind of turns and starts pointing around and is like, look at the devastation of what this thing caused. What if more comes? What are we going to do? Talking to the group, not to myself, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
shall we explore, set an expedition? We could do a summary reconnaissance in force.
Well, I think we should either do that or go after the townspeople, because that's another mystery on its hand.
Yeah, so like
where in the world they went.
Yeah, all the townspeople would have teleported to the south, which is from where the giant came from and where the horn is, down in the valley, basically.
Yeah, that's
okay,
what I meant.
It's the same direction.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So, what do you three think? Dio, yes, I know I'm your master, but I want your opinion.
Enroll also kind of, Errol nods. He's like, that's a hell of an idea, Alan. I say we go hunt some giants and wargs if we find them. Giant pelts could sell for a good price.
What if there's giant wargs? Can you imagine the price on the pelts of those?
Oh, yeah, I tell you. We're going to be famous and rich beyond wonders.
And it might save some townsfolk.
I was going to say that Morta agrees with the plan.
Mm.
I mean, let's go after the townsfolk first. Remember, guys, they are what we rely on with our businesses. So, I mean, if we kill the giant, that's great. But if there's no townspeople, then
Nice. That's a good picture of what the giant looked like.
Oh, shit.
He's beautiful.
All right. Yep, I was going to say, how about we take a quick 5-minute break right there, and then you guys can decide where you want to go.
Yeah, I do.
All right.
So I was like, okay, hang on.
Real quick, Morgan. What should I look for in Roll20 to find the game there?
Let me give you a link.
Oh, okay.
Let's find it. Link address. Do you have a Roll20 account already?
Yeah.
All right, here, I'll put it right into the Hangouts chat. You should be able to click on that. It'll add you right into the game, then you can log in.
Cool. Thanks, man.
There is, well, you'd have to activate I don't know how to do it anymore.
Oh, man, that picture's badass. There we go. How do I get rid of the camera on Roll20?
It's under your, get rid of that out of the way, under the little cogwheel looking thing up in the top area there, top right. You
Okay.
scroll down a little bit and there's video and voice and stuff like that. Just disable them.
Video and voice. Huh?
So I'm having fun so far. What about everyone else?
I love it.
Yeah.
Now that you guys have a little taste of the system, what do you think of Shadows of the Demon Lord?
I like it. It's an interesting system. I'd like to experience the spellcasters as well, but so far it seems like I don't know, flavored D&D. Like it's something different, but it's also familiar to me.
Yeah.
So I like that, and the fact that I rolled this random character and it's totally awesome, and I love him. It's just
It's really
Yeah.
cool how the randomness works. 'Cause it always seems like, I mean, you can get some really random stuff, but it always seems to somehow kind of mesh into something pretty cool.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, this
they're
worked
awesome.
like 100%. This was Jesus, that was amazing. Okay, and even though I didn't want to roll a goblin, I mean, it's probably the best for me.
Yeah, sadly, the rolled character I made, like I liked him at first until I got up to the expert path, and then rolled what I rolled, and it's like I don't really care for it, and I couldn't. I like if I would have played it the way I would have or chose to, it would have been a rogue assassin, and I just didn't want to do that again because I already played that before, and so that's why I actually chose a fighter instead of doing random. But I personally, I really like this system because it is very simple as far as the rolling. Like challenge roll, this and this, and you've got to beat 10. That's it. That's all you need to do. And so for me, it allows for more RP and makes that a
Yeah,
lot easier
yeah.
to do
Totally.
versus
And
know-
Morgan did a great
yeah.
great job of like setting the whole RP like for us. That was also amazing.
I know with because of past, normally you would start at level 1, and the way the game is set up is every session you advance 1 level. That way you kind of get comfortable with your character at level 1, and every time you come to the table you have a new ability to use. I mean, I know I put you guys at level 5 in order to run this, so you kind of have to backtrack and see how everything works for your old abilities. So I'm trying to kind of ease you into that, because a lot of stuff does stack and kind of helps out. Like if you went level by level, you'd realize it as you did it each time. But
before we get into it again, speaking of stacking, there's something I wanted you to look at just to double check. With the fighter, their shield bash ability, because I technically do have 2 shields, and if I were to hit with both of those shields, does that mean I would get 4 boons or just the 2?
let me see what it exactly says. Fighter, shield bash. When you get a success on an attack with a shield, the next time you attack the target with the attack before the end of the next round, you make the attack with 2 boons. So say your question again.
Would I get 4 boons or 2 if I hit with both shields?
The way I would do it, I mean, basically says because it's designed by default to work with 1 shield, so you wouldn't get 4 boons, but you would have so you make your attack with your thing, you'd have the 2 boons, but it'd be a 2 boons on both attacks if you attacked twice, like 2 different enemies. Otherwise, it's just gonna be 2 boons on the one.
Okay.
So I mean, you would get 4 boons if it was 2 different things.
Yeah, I got you. I wanted to ask, especially in that case of when I got sickened, and then also I gave myself an additional bane, or rolled to see, because that would have been 2, and then I was thinking, okay, well, if I gain 2 boons there, that they're going to cancel each other out.
Right.
Does that mean I still get an additional 2, or So
Nope.
I just wanted to clarify for my next. But yeah,
And then in that case too, since if you're attacking 2 different ones, it would still cancel each other out, and it'd be just a base roll against both. I mean, it would be 4 boons total, obviously, but not on 1.
Yep, I got you. Alrighty, so I think we're all back now.
All
Can
right,
I have a
so-
question as well? Just a quick
Just
one.
questions on after doing a little bit of combat.
Okay. If one has multiple boons or multiple banes, do they do all those dice stack up? Like if you roll,
So let's say
you choose the biggest number of the
Right.
multiple, right? Okay.
So if you have 3 boons and you rolled I got a 3, a 2, and a 2. The highest is a 3, so the 2s are gone. It would just be that 3.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, having multiple boons is nice, but having like 10 d6 or 10 boons is kind of redundant.
Once you get to, I found 4. Some people say 5. Once I get to 4, it's pretty high chance that you're going to get a 6 or a 5 or 6. So I mean, I usually don't go above 4 for anything because it gets redundant.
Yeah.
At some point, it's just basically just add 6.
It's still nice though to get those boons if you're getting banes.
Yeah.
So that way you could counter and still get a decent roll.
Yep.
And that's one thing I really do love about this system is the boon and bane. Like
Yeah, it's cool.
That's
you
an
still
interesting
have 3
feature.
boons. Yeah, you can still have 3 boons and still roll badly and not
not get anywhere.
succeed or succeed really well. Like I love that difference that it has.
Yeah.
And I have
It's an interesting like take on advantage disadvantage from D&D. Like it's,
pretty much, yeah. There's a I have a one. Well, it's kind of basically a 1d100 table. It's 1d20, and then it depends on table. And each table is a 1d20. But I'll be using next session because I just didn't want to overwhelm you guys too much. But basically, when you get a 0 or less on your things, like he had it -2, I think Carlos, you did, or somebody.
Yeah.
On your total roll, you would roll on this thing, and just weird, random shit happens. Like I had one player that always kind of sticks out in my head, where his heart basically just rips free from his chest. And he had to keep a hold of his heart in order to stay alive. And he was a dwarf, so he ended up braiding his heart into his beard so that he still had his heart, but he could still do stuff. But it's just like weird, random shit happens. One guy went bald, he lost all hair and turned blue. So he was like part of the Blue Man Group.
I can't wait for that. Yeah, I love all these tables, man. The random tables are really fucking solid in this game. There's so many of them.
And I'll start messing with like the frightening and the horrific stuff later too. But with that said, any last questions or anything since you kind of got a feel for everything so far?
I'm good.
So the 4 of you, 5, count Enro, if he's hanging on to the back of Dio's makeshift walker, wheelchair, whatever I call it, bow in hand, he's ready to go hunting. He's kind of looks around. So what's the plan? You boys are looking a little worse for wear.
Well,
Rest.
Yeah, I think we should probably rest for now and then head off. What time of day is it at this point?
It'd be late, so probably about 8 p.m. It's dark out though because it's late fall. So.
And head out at first light.
Well, I suppose I could use a little bit of rest.
You don't have to walk anywhere. Yeah, that's nice for you to say because you don't have to walk anywhere. You're being carried.
Looks over at you. Morta says, "Girl, go start us a fire."
Morta's gonna go, "What? I don't answer the girl."
Lady, whore, whatever the hell you want, go start us a fire. Good job with your scourge. But we need food. The men are hungry. And the robot.
Morta's going to pull out her torch and tinderbox, and she's going to go, "Here's some fire."
Now cook us some meat. There's plenty of giant meat around. Probably tastes the same as anything else.
I don't think we want that. I'm actually going to try to go into any of the buildings that are like majority left intact and like try to scavenge stuff for some food.
Give me a perception roll. No banes or boons, just a straight up. Unless you have anything else.
Okay.
But well, yeah, you got farming. I'll give you a boon on that.
Oh, awesome. Because I do have -1.
I took navigation as my last profession.
Navigation, all right. Yeah, you kind of scourge around, Dale, and you find there's a couple of little strawberry bushes and a few things that have kind of weathered out late into the fall. I guess not strawberries, but maybe some blueberries or something. Some different berries and some walnuts, chestnuts and stuff. You're able to get up a nice little salad between your carrots that you brought with you.
Nice.
Some of Morta's herbs, spicing them things up. You probably should stay away from the mushrooms, but otherwise.
Okay. And if anyone's next to me, and I'll be like chopping up everything, like, and I'll be talking to them, but once I get to the purple carrots, it's like, now these carrots, you got to try these carrots as I'm chopping them up. It's like, they taste so well. They will actually help with hair growth, and just start naming off all these different bullshit benefits that this carrot does not give you. But I mean, it does.
I'm like silently standing right behind him and wait for him to just, hand them out.
Dio kind of goes, bzz, bzz. He really likes carrots. Bzz.
Morta's going to say, "Yeah, but they taste like dirty laundry. They taste like dirty feet."
You said you never ate one of my carrots. How do you know what it tastes like?
How does
That's
she know
a
what
good
dirty
point.
feet taste like? Whose feet she been licking?
I wasn't
Knox.
going to go there, but since you
Well,
brought it up,
not
and
my
it does
feet.
explain
But
things.
I sniffed one and I nibbled one. I didn't really care much for it.
At least she's honest.
To each their own.
You can make up a nice little stew for everybody. Being that you guys have, kind of weather out the night, it's not horrible. It's chilly, but it's not, horrible out or anything. Between the fire you have going on and some of the other townspeople, they kind of chip in, help you put together some stuff. And, these buildings are not the best, but again, they offer some shelter and stuff. So you're able to kind of get a good night's rest for the most part. All of your abilities will refresh. You're going to heal your healing rate.
Yep.
That is
that's why I
it.
was
Mm-hmm. So whatever your healing rate is, drop your damage down that much again. All your spells refresh, stuff like that.
I'm just glad I have a healing rate of 9. So.
oh shit! Nice.
I have 38 hit points.
So most of the night goes, pretty smooth. When I guess you really don't need to sleep, Dio, for the most part. But as you all start to kind of gather stuff around in the morning, you notice Enrol's very slow to get up. He's still wrapped up in his blanket pretty heavily. See one of the people kind of go over, one of the other townspeople, to make him up and give him a little bit of a shake. He just kind of flops over. You can see his arm falls out, this pale look on his face. It's very ghastly looking. His skin's kind of a purplish hue. His mouth kind of hangs open a little bit and blood trickles down the side. You can see a large pool of blood is kind of pooled in the bottom of his sleeping bag. He's clearly dead.
I would like to try to examine his body to see if he just died from his wounds, from him missing a leg, or if he died from, who knows, we'll say a needle from a certain someone.
You give him a quick over. You don't see any needles or anything, but you can see as you kind of get to him, a larger gash that's kind of opened up on his abdomen a little bit. Looks like he had a few more wounds, than I thought, but just kind of prod a little bit. You can see that there's definitely some internal injuries that probably took him.
Okay.
From what you know him, he was quite the tough, stagnant sort of fellow. He would have never, mentioned such a thing bothered him, regardless.
I'm gonna.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the religion. I'm going to sit next to him, and I'm gonna say, I know you being a dwarf, you probably followed one of your dwarven gods, but sadly I don't know him, and I'm going to pray to the new. Oh shit, what's his name?
The new god.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. The new god. For you to reach your afterlife, whatever that may be. And then, of course, I'm going to kind of sit there and pray silently for a moment. And then I'm going to take his bow and arrow, or bows and arrow, because you did say it was a pretty nice bow.
Yeah, it's very exquisite.
I will use this, hopefully, to the best of my abilities, my friend. Rest well. You have earned it.
As you kind of pick this thing up, it looks like it's made of some sort of oak or some sort of nice hardwood, very elegantly carved, very light, almost feather light in your hands. All of his arrows, every single one of them are silver tipped. There's going to be 17 of them in his quiver. But it almost feels like this warm sensation kind of flows through your hand, almost like this bow was made for you. It forms to your hand a little bit and shimmers a little bit in the sunlight in the morning.
I'm going to pick up one of the arrows and kind of shiver a little bit, and then reach into my own pack and pull out my silver arrow and kind of compare the two. Do they look a little bit similar?
Yeah, they're pretty close, but
bit of a difference. Okay.
Yeah.
The silver arrow that I had was an arrow that I was shot with in the war, and that I've just kept. It's one of the injuries or one of my trinkets that I have kept. And so I was just kind of curious on if they were, close.
they look like they're I mean, probably crafted by the same people. It has different designs and different fletching and stuff, but it's the same craftsmanship, if you will.
Okay. All right. So I will put my arrow back in the backpack and then just kind of put the quiver to where I can use it. I really think we should press on. Urgency is kind of important on trying to get our townspeople, but I really think we should bury him.
See this older woman kind of come over to you, maybe later 30s, early 40s. You've seen her. Her name is Abigail. She's kind of one of the townsfolk. She has a small little general store and stuff. She places a hand on your shoulder. She's like, I believe we can handle this, Alan. We can't thank you and the rest of you for everything you've done. We can give them the proper burial, and if you guys wish to move on, you don't want to wait too long. We'll just head north into some safer lands, and I'm not really sure what else to tell you. I wish you the best.
Okay.
Since I can't imagine somebody being brave enough to want to go find them things.
It's more along the lines of trying to get our people back than going after the giants. Even though I won't lie, I am a bit curious on why they are here. They're supposed to be wiped out.
That's what the tales tell us, but clearly they're not.
Is there anything we can do to prepare before we go? We have all our equipment, reloads. Like, can I build some grenades or something?
Yeah, I want a
Don't quite have the
bazooka with
technology for. Yeah, I'm not really besides what you got. I mean, you got a
Molotov
herbaceous woman
cocktails.
over there.
I want to build a machine gun.
Molotov cocktails are pretty easy.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to look to Morta and say, I know you have herbs, and I know what kind of herbs you have, but is there any herbs that you can use to make potions or poisons that may help us fight these giants a little easier?
Poison, yeah, but we'd have to find a way to somehow get it to ingest it.
I think I can
We can't
work about that.
maybe put it, and I'm going to pull out one of the arrows, and we can't maybe put it on the arrows? Or would that not work?
I don't think it'll be
This is your
strong
field of
enough.
expertise.
We could grab some local sheep and stuff them in there.
The stuff I have. Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's a good idea. If we did something like that, we could shove a couple of my trees, my belladonna trees, into a sheep.
Just tie it onto the back or shove it, kebab it, whatever.
Sure.
Let's continue on and see what we can find on the road, because I really do not want to. I have no field of expertise on herding sheep, and I really don't want to take sheep.
You're a farmer.
Farmer, yes, not a rancher. There's a
Let's
difference.
steal a
You know this,
sheep.
Theo.
Let's steal a sheep.
Yeah, let's steal a sheep.
I'm just shaking my head, and I'm going to slowly start walking off towards the direction that we need to go, but not like in a major rush. Just like slowly trotting off, because it's like I'm not going to be a part of stealing a sheep.
Or the villagers might give us some chickens or something. We get stuffed chickens.
Oh, they'll be happy that we stole the sheep when we get them all back in the end and save the day.
Oh,
It is a bit of an emergency. Under Protocol 16.6.2, we have the right to supersede civilian property, confiscate for official business.
A sheep would probably slow you down a little, but I mean, there are some chickens around if you wanted to herd a couple chickens, but
yeah. Again, like Well, I already said my piece on it, but I'm just slowly trotting off.
I'm after him. I follow him.
Angel
Do you
trumpet
think-
stuffed chickens.
Okay, so the stuffed chickens and stuffed mutton is out. The robot
Well,
doesn't
I've-
understand. He's just like bzz, bzz, whatever. Bzz, goes after. Wait up, master, coming. Chases. I guess the dwarf's not. Did we bury that guy?
No, the townspeople are going to bury it. But
Right,
you
okay,
still
yeah,
have
yeah.
a chair on your back. Like I never removed the chair because like I just haven't done it yet. So
Oh, it's in the way. I'll have to remove it because my weapon console's back there for switching weapons out.
You swing around with a chair, ready to go.
Yeah, shit. Clunk, clunk, clunk.
I may want to ride up there later because may get tired.
That would make my combat inefficient.
Well, I'm not talking about like us fighting with you having a chair. Just when I need to rest, right up on the chair.
Affirmative.
You guys see Alan and Dio kind of heading towards the sunrise. Their silhouettes in the sun. The rest of the other two kind of stand back trying to decide what to do. What do you guys do? You following along or
Hey, Morda,
stuffing chickens?
let's steal the sheep. I think I can mount the sheep. I can ride on the sheep. Maybe even the chicken. I mean, look at me. I mean, just like,
Goblin.
yeah, I'm a child goblin. I mean, come on.
There's a couple
Maybe a
big chickens.
turkey. Maybe yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's ride a chicken. What do I roll?
A rooster.
Yeah.
This is
So
as
you're
bad as
chasing
the
around for the
chicken.
biggest chicken you can find. Give me an agility challenge roll. See if you can herd yourself and mount a chicken. A big chicken.
I'd have to see this.
This has to be like on one of the
Yes,
weirdest
20.
shit that players.
So you haul ass down this road, comes up beside you, Alan. You see, knocks atop a chicken, gives you a bit of a squawk. Its feathers flap a little.
Is this
I
like
draw I draw my rapier and I like, like the chicken rises up a little bit. It raises. It's like that Napoleon picture, you know.
Alan's just like shaking his head. It's like, what? Ugh. And
Come on,
he's
isn't
just
this
like-
hilarious? Come on, Dio. Hey, tell him it's hilarious, Dio.
It does not compute. It makes a logical mount for a person of your stature. Well done. Bzz.
Thank you. He gets it, Alan. Don't be such a buskill.
Wait, was that busket or basket? I not quite sure what you said there. I'm actually saying that in character.
Buskill. I wanted to say buskill.
Oh, buzzkill.
Okay.
I
Oh,
apologize for
buskill.
my accent. I know it can be
Well,
atrocious.
no. I'm actually using that in game. Like he
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
quite hear you, and so like he completely missed you ripping on him basically.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
Alrighty, so
Yeah.
So a lot of you head down the mountainside. You'd be headed south, down the mountain into this what's called the Crimson Valley for the Crimson Meadows. Some people call it the Forgotten Valley. It's not really an area that's people go to very often. Mostly it's just goblin tribes. So maybe not. You might have been down there once or twice to hang out with some of your goblin friends. Maybe that's probably where you learned to ride chickens. I don't know. There's some orc tribes down there. But for the most part, it's not really a civilized area. But as you guys move down, there's not really a clear path down the mountainside, but you can clearly see where the orcs, came up the mountainside, leaving huge pitfalls in the snow and stuff around you, as well as just these huge imprints of the fat, nasty-ass giant that was bounding through here. So trees are falling down in different areas. All the way through, you keep passing by different orcs that have just been completely smashed. Some of them are half eaten. You can see vomit just covers the ground in certain areas. Blood splatters. It's a very clear path down the side of this mountain. Spend probably a good 2 to 3 hours as you're going down. And you can come into this large forested sort of clearing where the plateau kind of flattens out a little bit. Some large, beautiful pine trees and oak trees around here. Some large aspen. You can see some logging equipment's been scattered about. You see what's left of a few tents that are just completely shattered, ripped apart. Large wolf prints cover the area as you glance around. You can see large blood stains in the snow. Off to the side, you see a cart that says Gioso's Lumbering Team, number 2 here. Most of the clearing has been lumbered out a little bit, or I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's been cleared out a little bit. Some trees are all stacked up on the side, getting ready to be shaved down and cut up or whatever. But nobody's around that you can see, just these wolf prints in the clearing where these people were, lumbering and stuff at one time. What do you do?
Does the wolf prints coincide with the giant?
It looks like the wolf prints are older, probably 3-4 days old. Some of them are starkly covered up. It looked very muddy at the time. They don't look like they coincide. You can see where the giant bounded through, and then the orc, footprints as well, but they don't look like they're connected now.
Okay. Well,
Where did the giant come from? We keep following, like.
That would just be further down the mountainside. You can see that he bounded through here. You notice where this giant was. It was just big, huge 20, 30 feet leaps all the way through every now and then, just where he kind of landed.
so we haven't actually looked in the tents for people.
Right.
We're just looking on the outside, and we don't see anyone.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Then I would like to take a quick moment, and I'm going to inform them that I'm doing this, to actually look in the tents to see if there are people in the tents or supplies that we could probably use along our way, and then basically head on.
Yeah. Go forward into some of these tents. As you kind of look through, there's 3 tents in total. All of them look like they've been ruined or broken up. Some of them are slashed apart. Some are splattered with bits of blood. The first tent that you kind of look into is empty. The second one as well. You get to the third one, you kind of open that up. You can see what looks like to be half of a severed arm is lying in there, and this large red stain kind of rusted, crustied out around it. It smells like just horrible feces. You'll notice this huge pile of shit over in the corner as well. Very large dump.
Ew. With chunks of orc in it?
Nope.
Yeah, I was going to ask. This is going to kind of sound strange, but what kind of shit? Like, does it look like it's animal, or is it from the giant, or
So you kind of maybe kick it with your boot a little bit. It looks nice, hard, frozen up, like it's been there for a while. Kind of looks like a very large dog shit.
Wargs.
Okay. I think at some point we may have to do something about these wargs. Seems like they're causing more trouble. Because judging from what happened here, maybe the wargs attacked this camp before the giant came through.
That's what it seems to look like, yeah.
Yeah.
She also did mention that one of her teams was killed by wargs as well.
So we may need to deal with these wargs.
Yeah.
Hopefully not too soon, but it's probably going to come up here.
Why don't you give me a perception check and see just how soon it does come up?
Okay. Hopefully someone else will roll too.
Everybody
I'll
give
try.
me a perception check.
Awesome.
I got you guys.
Oh,
In this case,
Thanks.
it's going to be
Oh, wait.
against...
Oh, that was the previous roll. Okay, never mind.
I got a 17.
Okay, you're
That's
good.
fine.
It's going to be against, well, their agility, so I need to know what numbers you got.
we can have 10, 8, 7, and then 17, I believe.
Okay, so whoever had the 17, which was Morta, she's the only one that notices. So as you are talking with the others, Alan, kind of looking at this dung pile that's resting there and part of the severed arm in the tent, Morta, you kind of glance around and something white just kind of catches your eye. You turn to look. You see this large wolf-like creature. It has 6 legs. Each side of its head, where its ears would be, seem the ears themselves are gone. You see dribbles of blood kind of coming down the side, staining the fur crimson. 2 more smaller, regular wolf-like creatures stand beside it. They're the same way. No ears, just blood dribbling down either side of their face. You can see they kind of move forward a little bit. As the others are busy talking, you're able to glance over just in time to see these 3 well, those warg and these two wolves leap forward. You're the only one that is not surprised, so you may take an action.
Okay.
They are rushing towards you, so you would not have to take a move to actually. I mean, they're coming right towards you, so you could like attack or run or whatever you wanted to do.
Well, Morta's going to attack with her warhammer. So she's going to take out the warhammer with both hands and attack. And as she's doing it, she's just going to look over and not in a full yell. She's going to be like, "We got some wargs."
See this very large one, just up to its shoulder. It stands about 6 feet tall or so. Massive mane of white fur, stained crimson, 6 legs as it charges forward. The other 2 wolves on either side kind of rush towards you a little bit and then start to circle around. But go ahead and give me that attack.
So while he's making that roll, just to paint the picture a little bit more, are we still in the tent and Mora's kind of like outside, or is it all of the wolves are coming towards all of us kind of deal, and
Yep,
like
so
none of us have to move?
Yep, I kind of have you, at this tent kind of surrounded. Morta would be maybe off to the side a little bit as you 3 were looking at this dung pile. Rushing right towards you would be this large warg. The other 2 wolves are kind of going off to the side, basically pack mentality as they start to surround you and flank you.
Okay.
But the warg itself would be running. You would not need to move to get to the warg. The wolves, yes, because they're starting to circle around.
Gotcha. Okay.
What did you end up with there, Morta?
You're muted, buddy.
She got a total of 8.
8 was not good. So you swing this warhammer in. This thing just impossibly quick, drops down slow, just right underneath this warhammer and leaps forward. Let's see, they're all going to go. So this attack is going to be on you, Morta. Oh, I don't know what your defense. What's your defense? I need everybody's defense. Dio, what's your defense?
Well, I had full plate, 18.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Alan?
Cool.
Mine changes from 21 to 19 to 17.
All right.
So
I'll just put it at 17th moment, and then we can change it as needed.
Okay. Okay.
Knox, what was yours?
I have a 15 with a shield.
Okay. And Morta, what's your defense?
I got 15 with +1 for Ironhide.
Okay, so let's see, 9. No, that's not going to be. Let's be a miss. So that one missed you. Both of you guys, as you realize what's happening, everybody looks around just in time to see these wolves coming in at you. Let's see, this one's going to be on you, Alan, which is going to be a 24, so that's a hit. And then Knox, it's a total miss. So Alan is only going to take 3 points of damage, Alan.
all right.
And that would be the end of the surprise round. So as you guys realize what's going on, you got a regular wolf right just pouncing down on you at the moment, Alan. Knox, you have one that's coming in at you as well, snapping at your heels. And in front of you, Morta, is this huge, massive one. It's kind of in between you and Alan, but it's focused on you at the moment. So who would like to go fast? They're all within melee range of everybody, so.
I'm gonna go slow, actually.
I'm gonna go fast.
Fast.
Yeah, Morta's definitely going to go fast, too.
All right, so Morta, Alan, and Dio are off fast. So I'm going to use this warg's ability to go faster than you can go fast, so it's going to make its attack on you first, Morta.
No.
I rolled a natural 1, so regardless. So no, it misses.
You was the chosen one.
Nice
So,
try.
Morta, Alan, Dio, you guys are up. You can see this thing's gnashing at you as you're trying to fend it off, Morta. But you guys are up.
Roger. I cast Spark Shield.
Alrighty. So Dio casts Spark Shield.
Can you cast that on?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say this energy comes from my inner core system, and I hold up my arm like I have a large shield, but it's just this force of energy, a sphere.
How long does that last? I'll tell you in the thing.
I was just looking a minute. I think it's just a minute.
I was also going to ask, how can you cast it on other people, or is it just
Yeah, I was just
on you?
Don't think so. I
looking.
believe it's on only yourself.
Yeah, I think he's right. One.
Just wondering, because I know there are a few abilities that you can cast on other people.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, it says
sure
you
that's
create a
the-
magical shield on your arm that remains for the duration.
Yeah, if it says anything about your or you, it's only you.
Okay, yeah, then it's like a shield I hold up and use, I guess.
10 rounds. Got it. Morta and Alan, you guys are still up.
would you like to go first, Morta?
Sure. So Morta was coming down with the warhammer before, and she she kind of missed, and then they tried to attack her, so she's going to come around and swing her warhammer sideways and just let out a Hwah!
Nice. Defense on these things are 16.
That's awesome.
16. Oh. Okay, yeah, so that's 10, 11.
11.
11.
You added in your boons too?
Only one,
20.
only one boon.
Shouldn't you have 2?
You should have 2, yeah. Oh, well, is the Warhammer cumbersome? I believe it is.
Yeah.
So, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You just got 1. You got 1. You're good. So, yeah, that's a miss. So, this thing, again, it just kind of drops down underneath your Warhammer, snarling. You see more blood trickling down from where its ears were. They clearly have been ripped off or something. And that leaves Alan.
Okay. Now, I have a question, because this is going to kind of pop up. With the the warrior, I have the, let me see, combat expertise, to where I can make 2 attacks on 2 separate people.
Mhm.
Now, also tying in shield bash, if I attack one wolf and hit that wolf, does that mean the other attack against, we'll say, the warg,
Has the
would
plus 2
that get
boons.
the...
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack the wolf that's in front of me.
Okay.
And I do get 1 boon because of my warrior stuff.
Defense on the wolf is a 14.
14, 11's not going to hit. So seeing how that did not work, I'm still going to attack the warg, though. But my plan did fail a little bit. I'm going to try to tell... because I'm trying to do this a little bit more tactfully. Backhanding this wolf here, but more focused on the warg. And as I'm attacking the warg, I'm going to say, Morta, back up behind me. And basically what I'm trying to get is me take both of the blows from the warg and the wolf, and Morta just kind of pop up back behind me and attack either the wolf or the warg, whichever one she wants to. Basically being more defensive.
Basically, what it's going to do is give you obscurement, Morta, which would give them Banes to attack, or you boons, depending on the situation. But
23.
all right, that's
And that is 16 or 5 more than their defense, right? Because it was
yes,
16.
yep.
So I get an additional 1d6 damage. So the warg takes 11 points of damage.
Got it. This thing, as you hit it, snarls back. You can see it turns around lightning fast. Has a triggered attack that when you hit it, it gets to attack you. Which I got a 23.
Yeah, that's good.
7 damage. So as soon as you hit this
Alrighty.
thing, it just snarls. Go ahead.
Then I would like to do my triggered action to heal myself. So I'll heal myself the 9 that I was already at, but then take 7 damage. So I'm just going to go down to 7.
So as soon as this thing turns around, you can feel its jaws snap into your thigh. It's the teeth sinking deep into there, and it holds you tight, like refusing to let go. It shakes its head back and forth. You can feel your britches rip a little bit, your flesh start to tear. And it seems like it's almost baiting you in as this thing holds you there. You can feel the tension of these other wolves start to circle around as they notice that you've been pinned down by this thing. Not literally pinned down, but caught by it.
Yeah.
And that leads to... Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, as the teeth sink in, Alan just lets out this, basically a war cry, and that's him healing himself. He's just shrugging off the pain until later.
And that brings up Nox. You got one wolf on you that's attacking you. The wolf that's off to the side, and this warg.
Okay. So, I don't assume I can do subterfuge because he cannot understand me unless he would understand the way of dance. Maybe I could release my rooster on him. The distraction.
You do know that wargs are semi-intelligent. They can't speak or anything like that, but they're not dumb. They do have some sentience, I guess.
Okay, so could I do subterfuge? Could I do subterfuge, kind of utilizing my rooster? I guess like do a chicken dance.
I'd give you a 1 bane to it since it's not necessarily your language or whatever. But yes, you can.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna try it for the hell of it. So that's an intellect attack. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's intellect, right?
Yeah, it's intellect.
Okay.
19.
Now I
Oh
got
yeah,
that
definitely.
song in my head.
Okay, so now he should be charmed, whatever that means.
1 round. So basically,
You chicken danced him, charmed him.
chicken dance charmed him. Yes.
Well, what does this mean? Just
I'll read it for you.
Okay.
So, charmed.
That's awesome.
Creature sees the source of the affliction, so it sees you as a trusted friend and ally. It cannot choose the creature to bestow the affliction. So basically, it sees you as a friend and ally, so it cannot attack you.
Okay. And do I get any bonuses to attacking it or something?
It would cancel out the charmed, but I would give you 1 boon, yes.
And would it be surprised that I attacked it, since it takes me as an ally?
Let me see how if it passes. Actually, it's going to get 1 bane. In this case, yes. You would be surprising it, yes.
Okay, well, I'll try to like use it, attack it with a rapier and then see if like an assassination.
Yep.
That works.
So you see this thing that's latched onto your leg. Alan's eyes kind of look up past you, past Morta, to this dancing chicken that you can feel around the corner. Jesus.
It's a natural 20 totaling up to a 30.
Yeah, that's... You assassinate it. So go ahead and describe what you do to assassinate this warg. You almost see a smile kind of cross his face. Its tail wags a little bit as you start to stride forward. This friend that you've made that you are going to assassinate.
Yeah. So basically, I would dismount the rooster, and I would like do a chicken dance, and I would do the the dumb chicken dance, and he would get on his back and just like look at me, upside down, and almost smile, and then I would just fucking the rapier into his neck or skull, just going for the coup de grace.
So it takes damage equal to its health. So yeah. So it's just as this thing lets go of your thigh, Alan, you see a little bit of a smile on this warg's face. Its paws kind of flap in the air as it rolls over, excited to see your comrade Nox charge forward, only to skewer it through the gullet with his rapier. Yeah, you kill that thing. That leaves the 2 wolves. You can see both of them almost sort of take on a little bit of a panicked aspect. They kind of regroup a little bit. One's going to charge in, though, towards you, Nox, since you just killed its buddy. I might hit. No, I do not. And the other one is on Dio, so that one will hit you, Dio, for 7 points of damage. So you see, it's just as you turn, Nox, you see one just kind of leap over top of you. Where you were, it was clearly trying to pounce on you, but you're able to chicken dance your way away from it. Lets out the bit of the snarl. Dio beside you doesn't seem to make out quite as well as this thing pounces on him.
I got my spark shields on, though.
It is. So go ahead. What's that do?
Well, he does hit me, but it sets off a charge. He has to make an agility challenge roll. And if he fails, he takes 1d6 damage and is knocked prone 10 feet away. Or up to 10 feet away.
That's awesome. +3. Yeah, I got a 21, so you'll still take the thing. But I pass on that. All right. So yeah, it hits this thing. Maybe it's pulls a couple of your wires loose, or grinds a gear a little bit. But you see this thing just get thrown back a few feet when it hits your shield. It looks around a little bit, slowly packing up on its paws. That would be the end of the round. So who would like to go fast?
I would.
Me too.
Got it.
Quick question: switching weapons, does that count as an action? Or
Technically, I think it does, but I usually don't worry about it. So if you want to swap, go for it.
Okay. I was just wondering at this point. We still got the two wolves. I'm gonna go fast.
Gotcha. And Morta.
Morta's gonna go fast again.
All right, so yeah, all of you guys are up. The other ones don't have any sort of ability, so yeah, you guys are up.
I'll just attack the one who attacked me.
Okay. Go for it. Defense is 14 on just the regular wolves.
And I'm gonna use the trickery thing to get the boon.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Well,
Well-
that's not nice.
Not quite.
That's Yeah.
I'm going to use its triggered action, though, to attack you back.
oh.
I'm not rolling very well either, so 13 is a miss. So no worries. And that would be Nox. Who would like to go next? Morta, Dio, Alan, all of you are around, kind of grouped
Okay.
together.
Blunderbuss to the face.
Go for it.
Would I happen to have? No, where's? Oh, that's 2 boons. Okay, good. Oh, nat 20.
Yeah. Let's see, you might take it out.
Oh yeah, damage. So do I get a bonus damage or anything?
It's 36 plus your trickery, so you're going to be 46.
2 boons.
Or-
Yeah.
Oh, plus you're going to have another exploit opportunity thing. Oh, no, you're not a world. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't go over his armor class or whatever. No, I don't get that.
Yes, you do. But then no, this is what you have. So yeah, you're going to do that. So 5d6.
Okay, so one more. So 12,
I'm pretty sure it's dead.
13
Not quite.
damage.
Not quite. Awful.
Not quite. You just completely tear apart half this thing's face. You can see that it tries to snap towards you, but its jaw just kind of unhinges. Its tongue kind of hangs out. The whole side of its face is completely blown off.
Boy.
And with that, as you look around, Alan, that this thing and the smoke clears a little bit, you can see the other ones quickly backing up, trying to get away. If you would like to use your triggered action to make an attack on it, you can.
Yeah.
Can you
Oh,
befriend
no,
them? Animal handling?
we restarted the round, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, because okay. I just wanted to make sure because I did use my triggered action last time to heal. So.
Yep.
But if you're giving me a free attack, I will definitely take it. And this one's at 3 boons because of shenanigans last turn.
This would be the ones hasn't been hit yet, well, until now, but you can see it's basically just trying to get the hell out of there. But yeah, go ahead and do damage.
All right. Yep. Oh no, that's gonna be minus 3. I didn't mean to roll an extra d6, so that's just gonna be
14,
10
that's still a
damage.
hit. Oh, 10 damage, okay. So yeah, you're able to catch this thing in the flank, deep cut in one of its back flank legs there as it just takes off trying to get away. This other one with half a face left is just kind of crawling on the ground at this point. Any one of you could just walk over and basically just crush what life is left out of it. But as you watch this one run away, Alan, kind of see a little bit of movement. You look over, you see 2 goblins on a bit of a snowdrift. They wear what look to be this strange contraption on their head, these big green tufts of fur sticking out on either side, covering their ears. Seeing that you look at them, you kind of lock eyes for just a moment. They kind of, their eyes bug out a little bit, and they turn and start running.
Okay. Okay, going back just a little bit, but kind of looking at Morta and seeing most likely the blood rage in her. I'm gonna let her take out the last guy, the one with the broken jaw that's barely, crawling away, because I think she needs that kind of release. So I don't want to kind of steal that from her. And then seeing the two goblins start to run away, I'm gonna bring the attention of Nox. I'm gonna say, Nox, what's wrong? Wait a minute, they're leaving. Where are they going? Kind of asking Nox that.
So if you look over Nox, you'll probably see just the tail end of these things as they're disappearing into the woods. Two younger goblins, probably older than you since you're pretty young, but look like they have these large things, like cloth type things around their heads, tufts of fur sticking out on either side, and they're just running through the forest to get like away from you.
They got like severed wolf ears strapped to their head.
They didn't send the warg or the wolves and the wargs on us, did they?
Would I
If
roll
that's the
some
case,
sort
why
of
would they do that?
Yeah, could I roll some sort of an intelligence check? Would I know anything? Like, I'm an urchin from the city alone, so I
They probably
assume I would
worship.
meet many goblins. But
They probably worship the warg, and you killed the warg.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Usually, goblins don't work with wargs. Wargs like to eat goblins, but
that's what I said,
it
right?
doesn't seem like they would be aligned with them. No. I mean, the goblins are mostly cowards, but I mean, they're not. Again, they're not like offensive or anything. They're just smelly goblins.
Well, and again, we're still in this camp. This is me, the player, talking. We're in the camp, and we're surrounded by destruction. And we just killed these wolves, so maybe the goblins think that we caused this destruction and didn't see the giant run through. That could be possible too. Many different scenarios. But I'm curious on what Morta does with this wolf. Does she finish it off? Like, does she go into blood rage and kill it, or?
So Morta's there, and she's just kind of looking. You can see she's huffing and puffing from her last two moves, and she just has this kind of look like, and her eyes are kind of crossing a little bit. You can see the breeze kind of blowing through her in her hair, and she just comes up to the hurt wolf in front of her, and she comes down with her warhammer, and she comes down so fast and kind of all the force. She lifts up her both legs in the air, and just slams all the force onto its skull and tries to crush it.
Yeah, completely just pulverizes it into the snow, dirt, bits of bark, and limbs that are kind of laying around. The whole thing kind of shudders a little bit and just kind of flattens there.
When she does that, like, I'm kind of seeing her more like a barbarian from 5th edition. Of course, you are a berserker, but is it like a release? Like, does she kind of go back to her normal state after doing that, or is she still like more battle, more fighting?
Yeah, no, she goes back to normal. She wasn't completely berserk possessed.
Okay, then
that was just normal.
I'm gonna ask her. Yeah, I'm gonna ask her. Don't you think that was a little excessive? Like, a simple attack would have done. Like, what happened there? Like, he's kind of curious on why she went so far.
And so Morta's catching her breath, and she's like, "Oh, that was a little overkill, I guess." She's like, "When I get threatened, I get aggressive. I get a little nervous sometimes, and I get aggressive." Made me nervous when she missed those first two attacks. It made her get really nervous and get some rage, some frustration rage.
I can understand that. Sometimes, your fight or flight kicks in. I'm guessing you just don't have the flight aspect, and you just have the fight. What do we want to do here, guys? Do we want to go after those goblins? Like, I don't know why they showed up here.
You kind of look. They ran a little bit kind of kitty corner from where you're at, so not necessarily following this path of ruin that these orcs did. Kind of off the side a little bit.
Master,
not really out of your way, but definitely not in the same direction you're traveling.
Master Allen, you forget about the horn too. Could they have made that noise?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, thank you for reminding me, Dio. And again, Alan, drop the master.
Of course, master.
Goblins are known for their dancing and musical skills.
Yes, we have learned this.
Really? I thought that was a special. Well,
You got the robot dance.
well, that's my original thing. I mean, I have intellectual property on that one.
So, do we want to keep following the trail or go after these goblins, guys?
I would go after these goblins.
Morta?
Yeah, Morta's gonna say, she's gonna say we should definitely see what those goblins are up to. Should
Okay.
do that first before anything else.
Well, here's a question. Should we be a little stealthy on this? And me and Dio will, I guess you would say, cause a distraction. We'll walk up, and you and Nox, can flank. Be all stealthy-like, so that way, if anything does bad go down, we can get the drop on them instead of the other way around.
As you finish saying that, you hear this high-pierced woman scream off in the distance, about the same direction that these goblins were running, just screaming bloody murder.
Well, is she coming towards us, or is
You
she
don't
screaming like?
see anything, but you hear it just kind of echoing from that same direction. Just this high-pitched squealing.
Well, shit. And Alan's going to take off running. Like, he's not sure if it's a female goblin or it sounds bad, right? It just sounds awful.
Yeah, it's...
Would I be able to tell if it's a like a human or a goblin?
Doesn't quite... I mean, I can't tell either one way or another. It's just, it sounds clearly like a woman screaming.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will actually... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, as I'm running, I'm going to say, stick to the plan. Dio, come with me, you two. Go hide, or go into stealth and follow.
Affirmative.
And run off in that direction. And of course, when it's just me and Dio, I'm going to have him, like, stay 2-3 steps behind me, so I will be able to, take all the blows kind of deal, and he can just shoot people like he does best.
So you're clearly following these little goblin paths through the snow. Snow is only about a foot high or so it's clearly seen where these goblins are running. It kind of comes up with this little bit of noise. You can see that this clearing is coming up. You can see smoke just rising into the air where there's probably a large fire or something. Morta and Nox, are you guys going around to flank and staying stealthy?
Yeah.
All right, why don't you guys give me agility challenge rolls? I'll give you one boon on top of whatever else you might have.
Oh,
nice.
Really, give me like 10 seconds. I'm going to turn on some lights. It's starting to get a little dark.
Okay, I have a 12. Okay.
Ooh. Oh wait, I forgot to. I keep forgetting to roll. And roll 20, but
You're fine. I don't care which one you roll.
And Morgan, just so you know, during all this, I've casted my weapon bounding again.
Okay.
So I get the extra bane.
Yeah, I don't care what you guys use to roll. It doesn't matter to me. So.
Okay, I got a 13 plus 2 for agility, 15 plus a 6 boon, 21.
Holy crap.
So yeah, just, Morta beside you, she's there for a moment, Nox, and then she's just gone. This white war paint that she's using clearly blending in with the snow. As she slithers across the ground around, and you're not quite as stealthy as you want to be. You step on a few broken limbs you didn't quite see. What looks to be a small chipmunk that squeals out loud underneath your foot. As you come up over this clearing, this little knoll, Alan, and into this clearing, and up ahead, you can see what looks to be a little goblin encampment. You can see their shitty little tents propped up in lean-tos. In the center is a large wood pile. It looks like a bonfire has been started, and it just roars with flames. Behind that, you see this huge, massive, bloated giant. Looks a lot like the one you've seen before, a little bit different, a little bit shader green. This large red mop of hair kind of hangs down around it. These huge, sagging breasts that kind of leak this putrid green liquid. And she looks around, but she kind of holds up, and you see in her hand is this large orc. very large, powerfully built, and he's just screaming like a woman as he's being held in this woman's hand. She looks around, just kind of glancing over as she shoves this orc into her mouth, chopping the first half of him off. The screaming comes to a complete end. All around her, there's 7 little goblins, all with bows and arrows and staves and spears and sticks, just whacking at her, poking at her, trying to get her to stop. These 2 that you've seen are running forward as well, picking up what look to be little rocks and stuff, getting ready to try and attack them. So there's 9 goblins in total and half an orc. But all 9 of these goblins have like these burlap things around their head and these big green puffs of fur sticking out, covering their ears. One of them seems to be a little bit more fancier than the others. You can clearly find the chief. There's a little more fur. He's a little more well-dressed. He has this long flowing gown that's like 5 times too big for him. And he's just kind of back, pointing. Let's see if he sees you, Alan. Let me see. Oh, yeah, definitely. So he kind of glances over and he sees you, and his eyes kind of bug out a little bit as he sees you crest over this knoll. And he looks at you, and he's looking at this giant. He's looking at you and this giant, and you can see that he's clearly confused on what to do, but he just keeps telling his people to attack this thing, and they're clearly doing nothing to it.
Okay.
Giant doesn't notice you right away. It's too busy chewing on this orc, but it looks down at this goblin, and seeing you look over, it too just kind of turns, and you see this female huge giant look over and glance in your direction. And that's a natural 20. So yeah, she would see you. Her eyes narrow a little bit, and you can see she doesn't even pay attention to these goblins swarming around her and poking at her. And she starts to stomp forward, crushing a couple of them under her foot. 7 goblins left. And they all just chase after her, trying to poke her and stop her.
Slow her down a bit.
So, Dio, you would be coming up behind Nox and Morta. You guys come around and kind of look at his clear, and you'd see the same thing. What do you guys do?
About how far are we?
She's about 50 yards away or so. I mean, she's out there a little ways.
I fire my rifle.
Or...
For you guys, 2 movements. For her, 1.
Okay. Then I'm going to tell Dio to stay here and, start, firing away, basically, doing what he does best. I'm going to switch over to my bow. Do we need to say slow turn, fast turn?
Not yet. I just need to know what everybody's doing yet. Okay. So.
Yeah, I'm just going to switch over to my bow, and what I plan on doing is taking a pot shot at her and basically moving up. Hopefully causing enough of a distraction for my 2 roguey friends to stab her in the ass.
Yeah, right.
Or legs.
Don't avoid her ass.
Back,
yeah.
Whatever. Well, hopefully if they stab her in the ass, she won't shoot out or explode like the other one did. So...
Morta, you are completely stealth. She does not notice you. I don't know if she notices. What do you have on your thing? 12, Nox? Yeah. So, yeah, she kind of glances around. As you step on this little chipmunk that lets off this loud squealing sound, she kind of glances this one eye, almost like a lazy eye. Her one eye is looking forward, but her lazy eye is kind of staring at you out of the corner of its lazy eyelid, kind of in your direction, Nox. So, Nox and Morta, what do you guys do? You've had the feeling she sees you, though, Nox.
I don't like that feeling. Could I use subterfuge? Just take her. If I know she saw me, could I try to?
Well,
I don't assume if
you can try it. She has an ability called Dumb, where she's pretty much just too dumb to really know anything that has to do that targets her intelligence. But you can try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
So in this case, you're gonna get a Bane. I don't know if that's actually the thing, but the target number in this case would be her. Well, she gets a bonus 10, so it means it's a 19 for her intelligence.
Well, I mean, I rolled exactly that.
So in that case, yes. So what do you do to try and charm her for the round?
Feed her a chicken.
Yeah, I would come with my chicken, and I would bow from the chicken. And I would also, whilst bowing, take the rose that I got from Sister Sin and just
She stops for the briefest of moments. As you're watching this, Morta, what do you do?
Well, Morta's going to start creeping towards whoever's closest, and she sees that Nox just charmed the lady. But what about Alan and Dio? Aren't they approaching?
You can see them off to the sides. I don't know. Are you guys still approaching, or are you holding back a moment? They were getting their weapons ready, so.
Yeah, I would be approaching. Like, I'm just switching out for my bow and still moving forward. I'm gonna basically take a pot shot.
We're the bait. She'll come to us, right? We're the bait. So let her come to us. We'll just sit here and shoot at her.
I'm just trying to get a little bit of different distance from Dio, so that way she's only attacking me and not the both of us.
Okay.
That's my plan, anyways. Now,
She has
whether
to
this
pick.
actually comes.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Because normally they can attack everything around them. So, yep, I get what you mean. So, in that case, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so in that, Morta's not gonna draw attention. She's gonna wait until the attention is drawn towards Alan and Dio, and then she's gonna creep behind and try to
Sweet. Okay.
probably take some. Yeah.
So, it kind of sees you kind of sneaking around behind her, and Alan, as you move forward, you kind of distancing yourself from Dio, so it's got like Morta behind her. You kind of off to the side a little bit. Alan and Dio, you're kind of in front of her, almost like you guys are forming a square around her. And you see Nox run out, riding his chicken, come kind of to the base. All of these there's 7 other goblins, 9 if you count the 2 smushed ones behind you. But they all almost stop. Their jaws drop a little bit as they look at you in awe, Nox. It's this glorious goblin riding atop of this giant chicken. And they all just kind of stare at you in absolute amazement for the moment. They stop poking at this giant and doing everything. See this giant as well stop and looks down at you as you bow and offer this small little rose. You see this huge fleshy hand reaching down towards you. Do you do anything?
Me? Can I? So goblins speak Elvish, Elven, right?
Yep.
Can I speak to them and I'll be like, brothers, attack this foul creature.
See them all kind of turn and quickly, start poking at her with their little sticks and throwing little pebbles at her. And nothing seems to be bothering her one bit because their weapons are basically just sticks. But yeah, you see this huge 7-fingered, fat sausage hand reaching down towards you.
Got that poison?
Can I do something at this point?
Let me find out what Nox does first.
Okay.
So she's like reaching down towards me, right?
Yep.
Could I?
Looks like she's gonna grab you, basically.
Run
Could I
up her
just
arm.
like yeah? Either I wanted to either do that or like charge under her, and like stab her doing that or something. Maybe yeah. I'll run up her arm. That's better. I'm gonna run up her arm towards her head, and
Nice.
that's probably my turn. If I can attack, I will, but I don't think I can. So.
Yeah, she reaches down. You can see this huge, meaty hand kind of come down as it starts to reach for you. I'm gonna make an attack roll, but it's not
You
necessary.
could keep the charm going on. Just walk up, dance.
You can see that she
dance
is
up her arm.
clearly
Yeah.
charmed. She does have this huge smile across her face. You see these large nipples getting hard as she looks at you, clearly happy to see you, Nox. When she reaches towards you, she kind of reaches out and she slowly tries to brush you aside a little bit. Instead, these huge fingers wrapping around your chicken that she lifts up and swallows, thinking that you were offering your chicken to her instead of the rose. As you basically, unless you want to go with the chicken, but yeah, she's grabbing the chicken to eat because you offered her chicken. That's a giantess's favorite food.
You're gonna pay for this, bitch.
And you can run up her arm if you would like, or whatever. You can make an attack on her if you would like to.
Yeah, I will, and I'm gonna stab her in the head somewhere.
All right, go ahead and make an attack, and then you will enter
Right
initiative.
through the ear hole.
Into the ear. Yeah, something like that.
You should have went up, charmed her, and then talked into her ear, and then insert your rapier in there. And might not do anything though.
Yeah.
Except make that sound effect every time you put the rapier in and out.
21 total.
Nice. Yep. Go ahead and do damage. Actually, you're going to get your exploit opportunity on that too. So
Morgan did say its low intelligence was its defense.
So it's like 46 to 15 damage.
got it.
Nice.
For a second there, I thought you said 46 damage total. I'm like, holy
So
crap!
did
How
I.
did you do that?
I was like, holy shit.
I try.
Run up, you just sink this long rapier needle into its arm. She lets out this loud roar that kind of rumbles the whole area around. She starts to stomp. You see one of your other little goblin friends get crushed under her feet. It's basically going to be a surprise on her. So I'm going to give all of you a surprise attack.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So that would be yours, Nox. So Dio, Alan, Mortar, you guys can take an attack, and then we will enter initiative.
And I'll shout at the goblins just at the end of my turn. I'll like, attack her with the sharp ends of the weapons.
They look at their sticks where they clearly have been just poking her and kind of flip it around to the side that has those sharp little obsidian stones. I'll make their attack first, actually. Oh, damn. Actually going to hit.
Awesome.
For 3 points of damage, but hey. All right.
See, goblins can be useful.
See, one of them kind of jumps up, starts chewing on her small toe. Another one's clambering up her leg, stabbing her in the groin with its.
I got a natural 20 with the blunderbuss.
All right.
28 total.
All right. You're going to be doing 5d6 because of your ability there. So do that, and I'll take that off.
Merci beaucoup. 20.
Got it.
Boom.
Morta and Alan, you guys are left.
Well, can Morta actually attack? Like, does she even have a ranged weapon? Or
Even if not, if she wants to make a melee attack, she'd be able to move up and attack in a surprise round is fine. So
yeah, go ahead and do that, Morta, if you want to go.
Okay. Yeah, so Morta's gonna. She was already at that stealth position, so she kind of just moves out and pulls out her sword, and she just comes running with her sword ready to attack.
you can, since you're surprising her, she did not see you. You can either take 1 boon or an extra 1d6 damage if you hit. You just have to call it before you roll.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. I already rolled, but I guess I'll roll again. I'll take the I'll take the 1 boon.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right, I got 11 on the die and 3 for my boon. So 14. And then plus 1 for strength, right?
With your strength modifier.
Yep. So that's 15.
15. That's right on the money. So go ahead and do damage.
All right. And now dirty tricks and backstab will stack, right?
Yes, they do.
So I'll get 3 extra d6. Oh no, 2 extra d6.
Should be 3d6 total, I believe.
3 and 1d6. All right. So I got 6 damage with the sword plus 12, 13 damage.
Damn. You can see between this huge blunderbuss blowing her into parts and Knocks up there stabbing her with his rapier. These little goblins chewing on her toes and stabbing at her, beating her with their sticks. This thing is clearly, she kind of stumbles forward, drops down to one knee, like maybe 30 yards out in front of you. Alan, clearly taking a hell of a beating before she was able to really do anything. You are up.
Okay. I do have a question. I guess I completely spaced it. Do we add our strength or agility to our attack rolls or damage rolls?
Damage, no. Nope.
Okay. All right, then if that's the case, I'm just going to shoot her in the face with my bow.
All right.
So I get 1 boon.
I don't know if I'd use your silver arrows. Use normal arrows.
The only arrows I have are silver arrows, so
You can retrieve them afterwards too.
Yep.
I'm not sure if I wanna. So, alrighty. So 20. Does that succeed her?
By 5. Yep. Her defense is 15, so beats it by 5 and it's 20.
So, I'm trying to remind myself each time I roll a boon to double check and make sure that it's not a 1 because I get to reroll ones. So, and I've been forgetting to do that. Roll 1d6 plus 3d6 plus 1. So she takes 17 points of damage.
And it won't even matter that you got that 20 because yeah, she kind of stumbles forward a little bit. And how do you kill her? What happens with this arrow that takes her out?
Okay. As Nox is running up this goblin's arm, I kind of see him dancing, like as he's running up the arm and like stabbing her in the arm with his rapier. And Alan just lets loose this arrow, and it starts flying towards the what looks like it's going to hit the goblin dancing, but as the goblin is spinning around, the arrow goes right between his legs and smacks her right in the eye, and her head just goes flying. Yep, exactly. And her head just goes straight back, and then she just crumbles down.
Nice.
And
so
then immediately I'm going to shout, "Get away from her!"
Yep. So once again, Nox, you get to ride the beast to the ground. The only one next to it, though, is poor Morta. So Morta, I need an agility challenge roll. 3 Banes.
I see a pattern here.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be your nickname, Giant Rider.
This is the same round, so I can't use my trickery again, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. All right. Oh my God. That's 2 on the die with a boon of, with a bane of 6.
So -4. So yeah, it's a complete failure. So as you yell that, Alan, you can see Dio back up. All the goblins just completely scatter, except for one who's still chewing on her toe as she falls forward. And oops, let me roll this. 18 points of damage, Morta. This is this huge thing. You can see Morta staring up the blood frenzy as she watches in awe of this huge thing come down, and you literally just get titty flattened across the ground underneath this thing. Morta slams down on top of you, and you feel the rumbling of her stomach. The gas start expelling from her ass as she begins to blow it up bigger and bigger. Morta's one hand kind of hanging out to the side underneath
Grab her, quick!
Giant boob.
Help me, we will retrieve her. Yard.
Morta's eyes rolling back, twitching.
You know, I'm starting to see a pattern here too. So, you want us to do a strength roll again?
Forget it.
If somebody wants to go save her, yeah.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to tell the other 2 to get away in a safe distance, and I will go in after.
Alrighty.
So, any boons or banes you want to give?
You have a goblin chewing on her throat that's going to give you a hand. He'll try pulling her out too. So yeah, I'd give yourself 1 more boon for that.
Okay.
I was going to help as well, but you ignored my roll.
So just 1 boon. Ta-da. Here I come to save the day. 17.
Nice. Yeah, you charge forward, grabbing a hold of her arm, yanking. You see this, almost got her up. This other little goblin comes over, kind of grabbing Morta by the back of her head, her hair, yanking her out as well. Both of you, she slides out. You notice this huge giant. It's kind of greasy and slimy a little bit, so she kind of slides out with a little bit of a as she kind of pulls herself free. You start dragging her across the ground. It rumbles a little bit and just again explodes.
Run! Let's run!
I'm going
All of
to
you got away
do
in
what I
time,
did
so
did before actually, and put the shield up, both shields up, and just try to absorb the blow while blocking for the others.
So yeah, this thing just explodes into pieces. So you can feel
I'll shield too.
the waves of, like air waves and gas waves as everything explodes around you. You won't need to roll anything. You'll be able to block everything. But once again, it just rains bits and pieces of giant flesh all around you. As everything kind of clears up a little bit, you can see all of these goblins are cheering like crazy as they run over. The chieftain sort of one is a little more fancy than the rest with this long, oversized robe, hustles forward, falling down multiple times as he trips over his extra large robe. As he tries to get to you, Knox, and he kind of rushes over, holding out his hands and thanks. You can see snot dribbles down his face. The name's Snot Muncher. Thank you.
I'm Nox, the giant rider, and you are welcome.
You can see all these goblins kind of erupt in cheer and excitement as you guys saved the day. Some of them kind of hurry off into their tents, start bringing out bits and pieces of what look like maybe food. You're not quite sure, trying to offer it to the lot of you. Some of them are trying to gather up as much as they can of this giant, shoving it into sacks and putting it on sticks, and they start roasting it over the fire. And basically pretty much just all have a big party around you, not really paying much attention to you, besides Snot Muncher, who thanks you wildly.
Okay. So
I'm actually going to make a quick comment of saying I'm never going to get the smell out of my clothes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So as these little goblins cheer wildly, the scene will kind of come to a close. We'll call it there. This will be a good stopping point for the next session.
Yeah.
awesome.
And they offer you up some giant roasted mutton that's still raw, but it's at least warm because they've been putting it by the fire.
Is it covered in the giant explosion nastiness stuff?
Oh,
Or
of
was it
course.
actually-
That's the best part. It's like a dipping sauce.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna eat any of it. Like I'm guessing they all speak common, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna say thank you, but no.
I'll take his. I'm a goblin. I
Yeah, I was gonna
must
say,
it.
You can see
Not
they're very
gonna eat it for me.
excited for a moment that you're denying their food because that just means more from them. They kind of frown a little bit as Nox decides to take your helping as well, but they'll obligingly share since you did save the day. And they call you the Giant Rider. No matter what you call yourself, you're still the Giant Rider.
Yeah.
And yeah, we will call it there for the night and pick it up next time.
Awesome.
Morta's off to the. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what is poor Morta? Are you unconscious again, or?
No, she's off to the side, and she's like grabbing gore off of her face and her body, and you see her over there sniffing it.
Yeah.
waiting
Fade
for
to
her.
black.
Rub it on herself a little.
Yeah.
And yeah, the scene kind of sets to black. And like I said, we will call it there.
The robot
So-
starts tidying up the scene.
Thank you, anybody who may have watched, and let me stop this broadcast.